Mic and checks, checking mics. Ghost, you can't do that. That's not fair. You absolutely, like, pre-aimed that mic checked. No. No. BS. You literally, like, waited for me to lower the music. That's not fair. No. I appreciate the hustle. So you can see I got a little disclaimer up here that we can turn on. Maybe that'll stop YouTube from striking down the live stream. Who knows? Everybody staying warm? How you doing? How cold is it where you live? I 100% hit it on accident. Bros pre-aimed the YouTube mic check.
Let's rock.
Joaquin Garcia 91 became a new member. Thank you, Joaquin. I sure hope that's worth the I guess you get the emotes and my undying gratitude. And the longer you're a member, that dart's gonna change. And that dart's visible when you just leave a YouTube comment, so make sure you comment on all my videos. I usually heart those, reply. Freaking cold, says Fishing Monk. Hello, Jasper. Gonna have a huge snow. Yeah, I'm hearing it's gonna get bad tomorrow. All I get is cold. We don't actually have snow going on. I don't literally live in this green screen, but you know how it goes. -7 here based on the feels like temperature. That's awful. Oh, that's awful. 27 degrees in Spokane. Well, that's about right. I think there's like a high of 43 today. It's kind of how that goes. What's up? Not too much. Slept a good old like 3 hours last night because baby. So a combination between that sucker and the shearing cold is why videos have been slow. We'll figure it out. I'm getting there. So, open them if you got them. Snow all day tomorrow? That could be fun. Really hard to nerf in the snow. Darts just disappear. Wait, baby? Congrats. Yes. No, we had a baby last month. I know a lot of people missed that notification because I didn't post it on the thing, but I did have a kid. And it's been a challenge. Lots of doctor's appointments, and now that we're kind of past that hump, it's just a little sucker waking you up 3 hours after you put him to bed and crying his head off and then not going back to sleep because he's too excited. Hey, Hunter. Thank you, Plain White Breads. You know the Wilder Nerf stuff? 3 new listings popped up. No images yet. The Wilder, like the targets and stuff. I'm trying to remember which one's Wilder. It's -40 Celsius here. Where do you live? Frickin' the moon? I think a Dart Zone AEB that's basically a Swiss caliber and a Mark IV style railgun would be cool. It's kind of boring. You got to do something different than what X-Shot did. Snowstorm? I wish we had snow. Sup, Homely? Thanks for being a member for 86 months. That's longer than some of the people in the chat have been alive. No, I hope not. Thank you, Arc10. Yeah, the targets and glasses. See, I have some of the targets and glasses. I completely forgot to do a video on them. I'm sure that guy hates me now. But to be fair, he talked about, like, paying me and then never talked to me again about paying me. He never talked to me again. So, I don't know. I just kind of forgot about it. I found it when I was cleaning. I was looking. I bought a bunch of M-Lock rails, right? And I was looking. I bought 2 sets because when you buy a set, it only comes with 1 of each length. I can't find the other set I bought. That's why you never clean, kids. Keep your rooms filthy dirty. As long as you know where everything is, it's fine. Any Super Soaker fans here? The new Super Soaker Elite with a Super Soak Master Key built in? Yeah, but it's probably garbage because it's Hasbro, right? Here's the thing, General Strife. Have you seen any NERF N-Series leaks? Legit question. Isn't that weird? Does anybody else find it weird We have Nerflings. I have the Nerf one-piece blaster. I meant to do that like 3 days ago, but it's been a wild ride. But we have seen 0 N-Series leaks. I don't want to celebrate yet, but... Keegan's from Blaster Time said we're basically getting a Boxer Pro from X-Shot. I'm down with that. As long as it's good. Like, it might not be exciting as the Boxer Pro unless they do something like, you know, everything I ever wanted, to be fair. But if it's just like another Boxer Pro, that's fine. I'm fine with that. I hope you're right. I mean, I'm just saying. Has anybody else seen any leaks of N-Series? Do we have any new N-Series blasters coming out? Because certainly doesn't seem like it. And the fact that the one-piece blasters have normal elite darts in them. I said blasters. I think there's only one. So I wonder. We're stuck in the N-Series Ward garbage loop. I mean, we'll just go back to, you know, garbage elite AR, smart AR systems. That's about how that's going to go. All we have are about the 4 new foam melee guys, something TMT related, and Rebel Ops. Okay, Rebel Ops, but that's not N-Series Rebel Ops. That's just Rebel Ops. So maybe we're good, right? Maybe we're good. Maybe we're done with N-Series, which, okay, I don't think Hasbro would end N-Series already for the sheer fact that they called these the N1 darts. They're obviously gonna do N2 darts. And, I mean, they bumped, like, well, here's the thing. They did all this R&D and everything into Nerf Hyper, and they eliminated that really quick. Hyper had, like, what, 5 blasters total? Man, we need Boomco back. Boomco would go so hard in 2026. Hoping we get some new half dart mechanics. Yeah, I don't know. Nerf kind of lost hard on the pro stuff, which is weird. Nerf was so late. Nerf should have been the first to do pro stuff. It's so annoying they didn't. Like, obviously the Nerf Pro, like, you know, the community worker, all that kind of stuff. Artifact. Anybody remember Artifact stuff? That's been around for a long time. Nerf just completely ignored it. And then they did it far too late, and they did it really poorly. Getting one soon. Harrier or Mark IV? That's a tough one. I think the Mark IV is way cheaper, and you can get a Mark IV to hit stupid hard. But I think the Harrier overall is a better bet. The Harrier is going to be more durable. Parts are going to be easier to get. It's going to be more expensive. So, yeah, I'm going to go with probably the Harrier. But if you want a Mark IV and you want to build a Mark IV with like aftermarket Swift parts, I can highly recommend that if you're a fan. My Mark IV hit 400 FPS. If you watch the video, I don't think the video did it justice because I did stuff after the video, but I did a Mark IV mod video and mine hit stupid hard. Mattia is listing foam TMT weapons would be named, but I was good to see Leonardo's swords. Well, I mean, they'll just be the Zorro swords, but different. And I don't think they can do nunchucks. Nunchucks are kind of like a strangulation hazard, and the force of like, I mean, I've seen foam nunchucks, but Hasbro is so, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Safety conscious. I don't see them doing nunchucks. Mark IV is $100 right now. This is true. You could. You could do a Mark IV. I will defend the Mark IV, but it's basically a better Swift. It doesn't have any quality of life features that the Harrier would have, but I think it's easier for the Mark IV to hit hard compared to the Harrier. I still would probably recommend the Harrier over the Mark IV in general. What LiPo should I use with my Omnia for 120 feet per second? Isn't stock battery should be about that. LiPo wouldn't drop the performance. LiPo would make performance go up. But I think the Omnia out of the box will do is a 7.4 volt lithium ion or NiCad. I guess maybe heavy darts would drop it below that. I'm not sure. Did you get the new One Piece blaster yet? Yes, I have the Going Merry. I do. Hasbro's Risk Adverse. That's a good way of putting it. Animus Fox. There we go. What are flywheelers dying out to AEGs? So for the standard player, AEGs are better in every way. However, there are some things that competitive players will find uses for when it comes to flywheelers over AEGs. Flywheelers are CQB blasters. Full stop. And while it's cool that AEGs can kind of do it, you're going to have faster fire rates and way better handling, way shorter barrel length and stuff with a flywheeler compared to an AEG. So if you're a rusher, I don't think you could really pick an AEG over a flywheeler. That being said, flywheelers are pretty niche, but they are also really powerful. AEBs are going to hit that kind of like midfielder. They're not as accurate and not as handy as springers, but they have the ability to put darts down range consistently and fast with really good accuracy. I still don't think AEGs have the exact same accuracy that springers do. There is some complexity there. They have to have a lot of timing and stuff. But I would say like the X-Shot AEB, the motorized piston pump, is like 90% there compared to a flywheeler or flywheeler, which would be like 70% there. And then I would put a Springer, obviously 100% there. Springers, I think can be a little bit more specialized for like long range, whether it's precision or it's just harassment. But it's like you could have all three on a field and all three have their own thing. There are points where an AEB would surpass a Springer, but there are also lots of places, especially if they change the velocity maximums, like the max velocities. Like if you have, 150 FPS flywheelers, 150 FPS AEGs, and then 200 FPS Springers, like there's still going to be a healthy diversity there in your picks. In general play, for 90% of people, yeah, the AEB is going to be way better of a pick. And I stand by that. If you think I'm wrong, you can let me know down in the description. But yeah. Walcom, did you ever see the white X-Shot or H-Shot? I think I did. Not in stores. I think I saw a picture of it once. And I think I said I wanted one. When building my NERF blaster with 3 motors, pusher, and flywheels, what 3S should I use? Well, if you're using 7.4 volt, that's a 2S LiPo. It depends on your motors. Next you build it. Your motors dictate what battery you're going to use. If you're using 7.4 volt motors, you're going to use a 2S LiPo. If you're using, 11 volt motors or 12 volt motors, you're going to be using a 3S. Flywheels are the CQB get off me kind of blaster. Hey, welcome. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, Aiden. Thanks for checking in. All my friends have the Zero full dart blasters and ultra blasters, so what blaster should I get to not overpower them? Just get like Ragefire, Clip Mania, stuff like that. That'll be perfectly fine. X-Shot Pro EB. Yeah, the motorized piston pump, Jasper. Is 10 blasters for Christmas too much? I accidentally made my arsenal humongous. I mean, that wouldn't be too much. I mean, it's good having options, especially if you're using them. How much would you list an Adventure Force Sportsman at? They're stupid rare. So stupid rare doesn't mean valuable. I think I know who's interested in buying it off you, Boomer. The last time I saw someone buy one, they paid $30, which I would consider a pretty good deal. They are rare, but they're also rare in the fact that like if people have them, they don't exactly know what they are kind of thing. They'd just be called a Nerf dart blaster. It's kind of hard to, I think they do say sportsman on it, but it's not like a really obvious sportsman on it. So, I mean, if I were to try to sell mine, you can always just check eBay and look at what the prices are. Cass, you're gonna make me up my minimum from $1. You spam those $1 donations on, but thank you very much for the $1. And thank you very much for using Walcom S7.com instead of... Wait, does that even work anymore? I forgot to check. Crap, it might not work anymore. I think last time I tried it, it didn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay, we'll turn that off right now. I don't know why it doesn't work. I had that like set up perfectly. That's frustrating. I still have the domain. I'm still paying for it. I don't know why it doesn't work. Oh, now everything's not going to work. There. We made that pretty. Sorry, we gotta do things live. The Right Ray Trial is a BJ wholesale exclusive. I think it would be like that. I mean, I'd love to have one. And that's probably where the white stand from the Super Soaker came from. Not super, you know, the X-Shot motorized soaker. Few streams ago. Okay, Valerie, we can't go 10 seconds without Coop being brought up. It's not that I have any disdain for Coop. It's just super annoying when it's like that's all anybody wants to talk about. And, you know, good for them. But it's like any creator, that's really demoralizing. I have done my fair share of Coop love, but it's like we're years out. The guy left. It's not that he shouldn't be remembered, but man, it's really disheartening when it's like that's all people bring up. Did you not see that NERF delisted the NERF Legends of all the game stores? Why? Of course that's going to happen. They probably lost the license for it. Just like the Roblox game got changed from a NERF exclusive where they got rid of all the NERF branding. Are you living in the area predicted for the storm down there? Well, I don't know why you say down there, Sebastian, because I'm up there. I'm in the Pacific Northwest, so I'm about as north as you can get in the United States. No, we just have cold. It sucks. Walcom, Lynx versus S400. I haven't really used a Lynx, so I can't really compare them. The difference I would say, Vesic, is like if you have a 3D printer, or if you have a 3D printer and you have the files and stuff and you could just build a Lynx, get a Lynx hardware kit, build one. If you don't have a 3D printer, S400 all day, every day. I think I mentioned in the video, the S400 doesn't have the highest build quality ever.
Let's rock.
But it is good. It's not as good as like the Harrier, but it's better than X-Shot. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Well, I mean, they had the 25th anniversary or 30th anniversary version that was in a Christmas thing, so I agree. Also, my Indiana Hoosiers are 2026 national champs. I'm a class of 98. Well, thank you very much for the blog post, Andy Griffin. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Have I ever been to Canada? Yes, I dated a Canadian for a while. The white stand only came with the soaker. Well, that's bizarre now, isn't it? What's your favorite 3D printed blaster? I really like the Smiley. That's kind of, but I mean, that's a hard one because like I think my favorite is still going to be the Smiley right now. But like my absolute favorite is my ZNC from Moose Mods, the tiny pistol that hits like 250 FPS. I love that thing. Eat it, Digital Eye Nerf. I need to get like a graded copy of NERF Legends for like the Nintendo Switch or something. What if I use Michelle's 2.0? Those are, I believe, 2S motors, mech. They're also like low-end ones. Where is that damn boxer gun mount for my walker? I mean, that's definitely doable. I mean, I could even like CNC the whole mount for that. Not that I'm good with designing. What's the best budget blaster for under $60? Depending on what you're looking for, Dyslexic, I would probably go with a Striker 2.0. That's a really good budget blaster because you could probably get it on sale for like 30, 40 bucks. If not, it's $50 brand new. And then on top of that, you've got the drum, which means you don't have to invest a ton into magazines, but you also have the ability to use magazines. And you can also buy the springs for it online whenever you want. And it's like, it's not a great blaster to use with the maximum spring in it, but it's still pretty good. It hits like 250. It's just like you're going to get tennis elbow if you're using it all day. So that's my recommendation. If you have nothing, if you're starting from zero, I mean, obviously, if you don't already have one, where is that little sucker? Get yourself it's going to be chroma keyed out. I'm just warning you. Painted clear. Get yourself just imagine it's green. Get yourself a Cricut Pro from Walmart. They're like $7, $8. What is my favorite blaster? All right, I'm going to turn on this warning. Now chat, bear with me here. If the stream goes down in 15, 20 minutes, you'll know why. It's the exact blaster I'm going to show off here. But, oh, Classic Frio, thank you very much for the 30 months of being a member. Happy almost end of January and 30 months to me. It is almost the end of January. My child is almost a month old. Oh, well. I love this thing. This orange tip, YouTube. This is a toy. This is the best blaster. It is. I haven't even range tested it. I haven't chronographed it. I haven't done anything. Let me put a foam dart in there before YouTube goes bananas on me. Do I have a foam dart? Oh my god, do I not have a foam dart? I have one. Oh, I have boxes of AF Pro darts here. What I'm talking about. Foam dart, YouTube. It's the highest quality blaster I've ever had my hands on. And it has so much good customization on it. And it seems to hit really hard. It probably only hits like 170, 180. But man, does this thing feel good. This blaster feels amazing. It has such a good trigger response time. This is like the thing that would bring flywheels. It does have some nagging issues. So this screen, this is all metal, by the way. Oh, it feels so good. This screen doesn't have an ammo counter. Why does it not have an ammo counter? It should have an ammo counter. It does not have an ammo counter, which is bizarre. But after all that, it also doesn't have any kind of muzzle stabilization. That's like the only two complaints I have. This thing is bonkers, though. It fires so well. It's so fast. It's so smooth. It's so high quality. I mean, I would feel bad for anybody who bought like a really high-end brushless 3D printed thing for like triple the price of this. This is amazing. 58 degrees there where you're at. Well, where are you at? Like what state? If you're even in the United States. But yeah, this is amazing. This is my favorite thing. I can't put it down. I've been laying in bed in like 3 o'clock in the morning, like, can I just go upstairs and play with my Vesper for a little while? I love it. I seriously love it. I have not shot it farther than like 12 feet, so keep that with a grain of salt. I don't like when it's like, I like that blaster. What I don't like is like anytime I show anything off, the two questions are, where can I buy it? And when's the review? And it's like, why do you want to buy the blaster before I even do the review? And most of the time people just see the price and they're like, oh, never mind, that's dumb. This is not like, this is not an everybody blaster. Just like the Diana wasn't an everybody blaster. Just like the Lightning isn't an everybody. Brushless blasters are very high-end niche. Dude, I love the Vesper so far. I cannot, oh, it's so good. I can't wait for the stream to get shut down in 10 minutes because I showed that off. Does it need a SCAR or B-car if the barrel's that short? It can't use, you can't take like a B-car and put it on the end of a flywheel barrel. It doesn't work. The Vector, the Dart Zone Vector, that's the one where you can put the Vector, it has like, you open up front half of the blaster and you put the B-car right in front of the flywheels, basically touching. That's working from what I've seen with the Vector. I don't have, Danny has my my SBF. I don't have it to side-by-side test. The SBF was good, but the SBF wasn't like replacing springers. The Vector, if your darts are brand new, is like, it's not perfect, but it's way better than a flywheel it has any right to be. Nevada? Okay, well, you're in like a desert, so that kind of makes sense. 58's still pretty cold there. I know you do get snow sometimes, too. The reason I NERF keep making the award is because they're going bankrupt. I don't think they're going bankrupt. I think it's going to take a long time for them to go bankrupt. They have a lot of money and a lot of fingers and a lot of pies. Favorite Dart Zone Adventure Force blaster in recent memory? Well, definitely the Cricket Pro. That thing is absolutely awesome. I really liked the Maxim. I know that's just like, oh, it's a Strife, but it's a really good Strife. Nexus Pro, obviously, Nexus Pro X. I'm probably forgetting, so there's a lot of blasters. I've been awake for a long time. What's your favorite Nerf game type to play? I love Defend the Core, and it's a shame that's not played more often. I like the Lightning, but I need to get better at turning it off to conserve battery. Yes, it will eat battery like none other. Always recommend getting a spare battery. I have a few here for the Lightning. Yes, it does eat battery. These are like 450 milliamp hours, I think. 535 milliamp hours. That is tiny. That's why the lightning just blows through them so quickly. Carpe Sun, that is true. I've played that quite a bit. Welcome. Do you like Nerf history? Obviously. I think I saw your video. I didn't watch it, but I think I saw the thumbnail. I have both the cricket and the solo, and I prefer the solo because of the sounds the cricket makes, but dual wielding both is the best. I like the cricket more than the solo. I haven't done the build your own, though. I still have that. I need to make it. Thank you very much, Cass. Classic for real. I will build this soon. There is an Aeon Pro. I don't really like the Aeon Pro. What's your most fragile blaster? That's a great question. I know the one I worry about the most is my beautiful chroma keyed out Slingfire DX400. What is the best under 100 FPS blaster? Probably something from like X-Shot, to be honest. Clipmania. I mean, if you want to go real far, well, not real far, but if you want to go real good, I would still kind of recommend the Nerf Double Punch because it fires so fast. Manta? I don't have a Manta because it broke when I was moving, and I got so mad about that I just gave it away. I was so mad it got broke when I moved. I never got a replacement either. It kind of sucks. I am Manta-less at the moment. I do have a Manta. It's just, it was already broken. I forgot I had that one. Do you think the Vesper is too much? You just want to buy an X-Shot off Amazon? I mean, yeah, that'll work. Thank you very much for the affiliate link plug. Classic. Have a good night, Sebastian. Is the Villainator good for casual outdoor? Of course. A lot of blasters, like the Villainator is still top tier. If you're playing with just stock Nerf, the Villainator is top tier. I don't think anybody would say no to that. It's just the fact that like the average velocity of gameplay is going up. Like even stock Nerf, you can go buy, you know, not a motorized piston pump. That's a pro level blaster, but for like the 8 and up, you can go buy a Clipmania from X-Shot, and I think those hit about 100 FPS stock. I don't think the Nerf intellectual property is dying or dead because everybody still knows it. This hobby, this community will still always refer to pretty much everything as a Nerf dart. So I don't think the brand might be struggling, but I don't think the actual nomenclature or like the mysticism around Nerf is going to go anywhere. It will still always be in, like, you know, the lexicon. People are still going to refer to making something worse as nerfing it. Can Nerf bring things back? I don't know. Nerf has been so bad for so long and put forth so little effort. I don't know. Like, if they could... what are they doing right now? We got, like, a one-piece blaster, and it's a $20 single-shot hammer action. That's not new. That's not particularly exciting or good. If you love One Piece, sure, but how many of you are diehard Netflix One Piece fans? Like, I don't think I've even met one. Most of the people I know that watched One Piece were fans of the original anime manga. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, like, you go through that, who is actually super excited for this kind of content, like this blaster. And even when things are good from Hasbro, we get like one interesting blaster. The biggest problem with Nerf in the last 10 years, number one issue is the over-reliance on their smart air restrictor patent, because that's just a patent they have that's cool for stock. The problem with the smart air restrictor stuff is that it is woefully underpowered and very hard to modify. Now, there are ones that are good. The Dual Strike is a fantastic smart AR system, but they never make stuff like that anymore. You can single a Nerf Elite Dual Strike to hit like 300 something feet per second. Like easily. And that was a smart air restrictor blaster. You can make things like the Quad Rot, that Zombie Strike 4-shot, Like, that's a nice, slim, compact blaster with 3 shots, or 4 shots, one after another with the smart AR system. But you can also make those, like, really strong because it has a really well-designed catch inside of it. But they put out so many of those blasters, and there's so many of the same blasters. And I think it's one of the worst things. It's cool if they did like 1 or 2 of them, but they will put out entire lines of nothing but smart air restrictor, and that just isn't good. And they're all the same, right? And they rarely do anything unique or interesting with them. And I think the lack of any kind of unique or interesting blaster is one of Hasbro's biggest faults. And I don't know why. I'm not a person who sees the numbers, but I can tell you that shotguns and sniper rifles seem to be the 2 most popular things that Nerf can put out besides Gatling guns, and they don't really do it. Hasbro is very risk adverse right now, as somebody said in the chat earlier. They are putting forth no effort. They are not trying at all. And like, even stuff with like the Galactic Commander, that's a good blaster. I don't think anybody would say that the Galactic Commander is a bad blaster, but it's nothing new or exciting. It's just a retread of the Regulator. It's different, don't get me wrong. It's good, don't get me wrong, but it's massive, and the attachments it comes with don't work with anything else because of the stupid camo design. And I think if Nerf wants to do the camo design stuff, they need to do homogeneous designs. One of my favorite things about N-Strike Elite, at least for the most part, is that all of the attachments and all the designs sync together. That blue, white, gray, orange pops really hard. And of course, they screwed that up with the orange and white and gray, and then the white, orange, and gray. But those are still acceptable to some degree. My biggest, and I'll finish this video because I have a lot to talk about. My biggest problem with the Loadout series is like they really were talking about all these attachments, and yet none of them work together because they're all vastly different colors. So you have a clown car of a blaster. If every blaster released in the Loadout line had the Galactic Commander's skin on it, it would be fine. It'd actually be pretty cool. I have bought entire blasters like the Stockade for the stock. The NERF Elite Stockade, everybody wanted the stock. The NERF Elite version of the what is that thing called? The 5-shot pistol. It's not the Spectre. Everybody bought the Spectre for the faux suppressor because it looked cool. And that was Nerf back in the day. Like, you would still want to buy, you know, the whole point of N-Strike Elite was you could buy like every blaster and use all the attachments together and stuff like that. You bought entire blasters for the attachments. And Modulus was pretty good because most of the Modulus line, again, is homogeneous to itself. And they just stopped doing that. Like the Loadout thing, like, I don't know who signed off on that and who was thinking, because that was one of the dumbest decisions they could have made. If you think I'm wrong, let me know, but I'm pretty sure everybody had the same idea. If you were a kid, you got the Galactic Commander, and then you got the Arctic Zero Striker, and you could put the scope on the Galactic Commander again. The white scope isn't very offensive, but everything else is like, why would you ever do this? Why would I want this red flame stock on my, you know, white blue sniper rifle? It's like, it just doesn't work. It looks like crap. So, yeah, it sucks. I wish they would do better. Maybe they will. So far, we've seen a one-piece blaster, and we have this Rebel Ops thing coming. But the problems are still here. Nerf is going to make this new Rebel Ops line. Who wants to put money down that Rebel Ops will be the same blasters we've been getting for 10 plus years, just in a slightly different form factor? Even like best case scenarios, like we get a Strife, we get a Retaliator, we get a Hammer Shot, we get a Jolt. Oh, that's why it's like when Hasbro does unique and interesting things. The Double Punch, the Moto Blitz. Those are legitimately exciting blasters. It's not like they can't always make like old things again, because blasters get expensive. Go try to buy yourself like an Ultra Pharaoh. Go try to buy like a Nerf Rifle Jupiter. When those blasters fall off store shelves and people want them, they get very expensive. And especially those bigger blasters, they cost a lot because there's not many on store shelves and they disappear and people want them. So I don't know exactly what Hasbro is thinking, but I really hope that we get a little bit better thought process out of them going into the future. Because, man, it's like I'm so sick of the same 4 or 5 designs. I'm so sick of just garbage. And let's not forget the fact that they're cheaping out on everything all the time. There's no value, and that's why everybody else is eating their lunch. But at the same time, it's Hasbro's the biggest company. Like, when they stop trying, like, what's left? We need competition. Like, normally when you have competition, stuff gets good, right? When companies compete for our money, everybody wins. Unfortunately, Hasbro just doesn't try. And that just sucks. I bet $20 to sign in. Yeah. Rebel Ops Ward is probably going to happen. Honestly, rather than reshelling at this point, they should start expanding their icon series to include older lines. I don't know why they didn't go all in with the Nerf Pro being old blasters that are modified. Like, I didn't think the Strife X was worth $120 they wanted for it, but it's still a good idea. They could have done a Rapid Strike. Like, let's fix Nerf Pro. You make one battery, one LiPo battery, that you sell either with the most expensive blaster, or you sell it separately like the original Nerf Rifle rechargeable battery. You make the one LiPo battery, and you make it compatible with all of the blasters that would use it. Novel idea. Why the heck did the Nerf Pro Strife X have an ugly big wart of a specific LiPo battery? They could have just used the one from the Nerf Pro Gelfire Mythic. They didn't. The idea of the Strife X is completely sound. The Strife X is not a bad blaster. It was a bad value, and it showed very little forward thinking from Hasbro. I cannot for the life of me imagine how in a design room, when they were working on this blaster, nobody thought, hey, why don't we just make the battery a generic thing under a cover so that in the future, if we want to make more Nerf Pro blasters, we can reuse this battery design. But I'm also asking that from a company that every single time they get the chance, they reset their flywheel geometry ever so slightly so it doesn't work with previous, like, oh, here's a flywheel cage we made for the Nerf Strife. That worked with the Rapid Strike. You know, it required a little bit of finessing, but it was still the same bolt pattern and everything like that. And yet, with every other blaster, they made a new flywheel geometry for no discernible reason. If I was making a blaster, I would start with the same flywheel geometry. That's a good starting point. There's no reason for them to have done that other than to just screw over the consumer. They don't like it when people modify their blasters, then they make them ridiculously difficult to modify for no reason, and now Nerf blasters are practically impossible to modify. And I don't think, while everybody would say, oh, the Nerf internet community and the YouTubers and stuff, they're small potatoes. They don't matter in the grand scheme of things. I swear there's a correlation between Hasbro being outright antagonistic, allegedly, of obviously they don't have any proof of this. They haven't come out and said, yeah, no, we hate you guys for doing that. Outright antagonistic about their modifications and the fall of Nerf. There has to be a correlation here. And it sucks because, like, I love the double punch. And yet it's so insanely difficult to mod. Ugly non-symmetrical blaster. If Lego can't figure out what smart brick chargers, I wouldn't expect Hasbro to figure that. Wait, smart brick chargers, like they don't charge the smart bricks? Sorry, what? That's news to me. That sounds really bad for a company that prides itself on like being really good about waste. I recently got started bad so yeah, welcome to the rebuild, Diamond Scripter. Hasbro overall has been like this. Figures lack of making playlets and Nerf too. They want to be a license holder, not a toy company. Well, the problem is, Isaac, if nobody wants their intellectual properties, what are they going to do? Like, I don't know how that's going to work for them when it's like, I know for a fact, like, things like, I don't know this fan base or anything like that. I have no skin in this game, but I really can figure out that things like My Little Pony are definitely not as popular as they used to be. I don't think G.I. Joe is as popular as it used to be. I don't even think Transformers are as popular as they used to be. And so, like, when you have, you know, all this licenses and IPs, and you want other companies, if those licenses and IPs are not worth as much as they used to be, why bother? Like, yeah, you can stick Nerf on everything, and they've been doing that for decades, but eventually it's going to stop. And if Nerf is at its weakest point right now, what actually is that license worth? Nothing is the answer to that question. Yeah, 3D printing really does save this hobby, and it's unfortunate that Washington is so ridiculously stupid and are currently trying to ban 3D printers. Which, regardless of where you fall on, like, you know, the 3D printed firearms or anything like that, it should be probably pretty obvious to anybody who even, like, has seen a 3D printer in their life. You would know that, one, originally 3D printers were handmade. Two, a lot of old 3D printers, you could just buy the parts to fix them on, like, Amazon. So three, if you wanted to just build a 3D printer from scratch, you can't outlaw stepper motors. You can't outlaw extruded aluminum frames. You can't outlaw a microcontroller that's open source. Because four, if they try to add any kind of blocking technology to automatically detect the firearm, oh no. Well, even my bamboos probably have open source firmware that you can install that would bypass all of that. And also five, if they did try to do that, well, just buy an old printer and do whatever you want with it because they can't stop you. So what, are they going to come into my house and literally rip my 3D printers out of the wall that I paid for? Like a gun buyback or something like that? No, because there's so many industries that use it legitimately. And again, it depends on where you fall on the whole firearm 3D printing thing. It's the dumbest thing, and it's just a waste of taxpayer time and money. And, oh yeah, Washington's gonna lead the charge. This is one of the dumbest states ever, by the way. They're billions short on their budget this year, and yet they have so many programs that they've never actually been successful with that they keep giving money to that do nothing other than line the pockets of the people running the programs. It's ridiculous, and it's never going to get better. The smart brick chargers work, but they insist on packing them into every set. I don't know about that. I kind of get why they would have to do that, though, you know? They're just going to have another Pure Strike. Another Ward. I think Hasbro just abandoned the late teen to teen demographic and flavor who they think a super huge demo. Well, it's like even kids don't like the fact they go out and buy a Nerf blaster and it's expensive and it uses proprietary darts and all their friends have X-Shot and Adventure Force stuff that share the same darts and perform better and look cooler and have more features and are cheaper. Like, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. They did all this pageantry about how much time and effort they put into Nerf Hyper. Like, I was in the thing. I still have screenshots somewhere. I'm pretty sure that you can't post them, but I took screenshots anyway of, like, their designs. Like, they had all these designs. They showed off prototypes and everything. Like, they put a lot of time and effort, allegedly, into Hyper. Didn't even last 2 years. I think 5 blasters total. Mega XL, 3 blasters. It didn't even last a year. N-Series, 2 years. We're going on year 3. But in year 3, surprisingly, we've seen nothing N-Series. And the problem with N-Series is pretty evident when it's like, oh, here's a proprietary dart for our proprietary blasters that don't do anything different. There's nothing Nerf N-Series does that other Nerf blasters didn't do before. I would argue Nerf N-Series is a pretty good value, but yeah. Nerf is just dumb. Well said, Sebastian. If you think Washington State is dumb, you probably love it here in Colorado. I don't know. There won't be a ban, just fees, taxes. Probably. Again, if Washington's like, oh, we're like billions over budget. And they're probably trying to do something. But again, stupid idea, because, you know, you can just buy the motors and build them yourself. The problem with, like, Nerf as a sport, and this is probably never going to get solved, this is the reason why, like, competitive Nerf is so, I hate to say it, ridiculous. Have you ever watched one of, like, the Nerf games? Like, televised, like, streamed or anything like that? What happens in every single match on every single Nerf game that's streamed? You might guess, if you don't know, you might get it. What do you think is the biggest problem with Nerf as, like, a sport? I'll give you guys a second. If it becomes a felony to have an unconnected printer, all it takes is a tip. Just ask moonshiners. I'm sure plenty of moonshiners still get away with it. I just saw, like, some guy got, like, pulled over with, like, 45 gallons of moonshine. And yet I can go buy moonshine from the grocery store that's just alcohol with a lot of stuff in it. Not calling hits. Well, someone cheats. Yep. That's kind of what you're looking for, Plain White Brad and Sebastian. It's not so much people deliberately cheating. It's that it's very easy, especially in play, to not feel a dart hitting you, especially if it hits your gear or something like that. If it bounces off a blaster or a magazine, it's very hard. And Airsoft has, like, a similar problem, to be fair. But it's like with paintball, it's like, oh, you got paint on you, and then you wipe it off because you're an absolute villain. But it's so hard to, like, we need some kind of ability to detect that kind of stuff. I don't really know how much competitive airsoft there is. I assume there's quite a bit of it, but then I realize I've never seen a competitive airsoft anything. I've seen airsoft games, but I've never seen, like, cash prize competitive airsoft. So, something to keep in mind. But yeah, it's like, it's so hard, especially if you can have a referee for, like, every player. Referees still make bad calls. Like, it's hard. And that's always going to be a problem. And I don't know if it'll ever be fixed. One of my biggest pet peeves is the sideline coaching. I mean, that probably too. People getting hurt. No. People get hurt in contact sports. It's going to happen. My first Nerf battle since leaving the hobby was insane. Seeing a small X-Shot Fury shoot around. I mean, X-Shot Furies are better than Jolts, so. Chalk-tipped darts. But see, like, that... Didn't Dart Zone, like, 5 years ago talk about doing that, and it never panned out? I just don't think it's... Like, it's hard enough to get good darts as is, right? Now you're trying to make them use chalk? Yeah. Competitive airsoft is this, but it's small. Exactly. Like, I'm not doubting that there are competitive players. Like, I think every airsofter is not every, but I think the vast majority are like, they want to be the Call of Duty guy. But actual cash prices and stuff like that, I don't really see, like, $100,000. Like, airsoft is big, right? It's so much bigger than Nerf. I don't see massive cash prize tournaments, blah, 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 because it's like, I assume to some degree that airsoft is probably harder to coach and referee than Nerf. But I also think it's easier to see a little white BB hit somebody and bounce off. Maybe if we used white darts more often, it might be easier. Maybe if we standardize... I don't actually think I figured this out. I've never actually asked or looked. Are darts standardized in competitive Nerf? Do both teams use the same darts? I actually don't know the answer to that question. Somebody please enlighten me. I've watched a lot of competitive Nerf. I've been to a lot of tournaments, so I've never thought about asking that. I'm sure there's inspections of darts, but I actually wonder if they use the exact same pool of darts. With cash prizes, they tend to attract the most toxic people. Well, you're going to attract the most toxic people with any competitive thing that has cash prizes. Like, there's no... you can find it in literally every single competitive thing. You will find at tournaments and stuff, you're going to find the most toxic people. Like, it depends on how strict the tournament is, if those toxic people get very far. But even then, you probably have the most toxic people pretending to not be toxic so they don't lose their chance. No, I think they just use club darts. Bye, Aiden. I mean, that's just gonna happen. Well, welcome, Zach. That's just gonna happen. You're gonna see toxicity. It's gonna happen. Like, throw me in a match of... I haven't played of, like, competitive... So for those of you, you might not know this. For most of my life, I've only played, like, competitive shooters and stuff like that. A lot of competitive games, actually. I've played a lot of, like, Omega Strikers. I've played a lot of League of Legends. I mean, I've been clean of League of Legends for a long time, but I played Dota. Deadlock, my God, did I play a lot of Deadlock. And it's gotten to a point for me where I stopped caring. Something inside me broke. I have only really been playing offline games. I'm gonna look at my Steam recents. Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Sulfur, Necess, Vampire Hunters, Path of Exile 2, I mean that has PvP in it, Fantasy Life, Warriors Abyss, Escape from Duck-Off. I did play a little Battlefield 6 with Ivan. Monster Hunter Rise, that's not PvP. Crab Champions, that's a roguelike, that's offline. Daemon X Machina, Mega Bomb, Abiotic Factor. Like, I stopped playing hyper. When was the last time I played like a hyper competitive? Like, I guess I played Overwatch 2 on a stream in August once, and I quit. You shall Half-Life 2 deathmatch like I have. I don't think I've ever played Half-Life 2. Maybe I have, like, when it first came out. It's like, I got tired of, you know, every game has cheaters and hackers now. I'm just tired of it. It's not fun. Single player is definitely the way to go now. See, I don't believe that. It's just like, and I don't even think I'm bad at video games. I think I'm actually pretty okay at video games, but I'm just so tired of the BS that I stopped playing, you know, competitive shooters, which is all I ever played. Like, hold on, how many hours did I have in Deadlock? I have 283 hours in Deadlock. I haven't played it since November of 2024. Oh, the finals. When was the last time I played the finals? Last time I played was December 18th, 2024. I had 326 hours in that game. It's like, I just stopped. I stopped caring. I'm tired of it. It's just not fun. Like, it just stopped being enjoyable. You're gonna find toxicity in everything, right? Oh, God, ramen sounds real good, Steve. I actually don't know how much I'm gonna... I'll probably go another hour or so. But I need to get food at some point. We are iced here in Texas. Stay warm, my friend. I know things are gonna get bad tonight and tomorrow. I quit multiplayer games in 2019 to switch to retro handhelds. I mean, that's fair. I have been playing... I haven't played very much game in the last couple of days. I was talking to my friend, and like, I did the Hightail thing, and that was like the first like day or two it came out. Expedition 33, I've been base ramming my way through. That game sucks. It's not, it's great, but it's like on expert on my first playthrough. That game sucks. I did play a lot of Earthbound Beginnings, Mother 1. I beat that, but I also could play that with like fast forward, so it only took me like 2 nights to beat it. The wife and I played a lot of Necess. That was fun. Yeah, I kind of just been chilling, playing with friends when I can. I did, because of Uriel X on the Fuzzy Walrus Industries Discord. I did download the English patch version of Phantasy Star Portable 2 Infinity and got that to work on the Legion Go, which took way too much effort. But I did get it to go, and it's amazing. Further supplanting the fact that I think Capcom is one of the dumbest, like, publishers out there. Like, they could have put a simple port of Phantasy Star Portable 2 Infinity on the Nintendo Switch 8 years ago. And I bet you it would have sold pretty decently, especially if they would have kept the online play. That game plays really good. Instead, they went all in on Phantasy Star Online 2, which is fine. The first, 3 episodes of Phantasy Star Online 2 are great. It's everything after that sucks. And then they did New Genesis, which sucked and killed the game. Nobody plays that anymore. They still keep trying. Nobody plays it. I ended up playing pixel remasters of Final Fantasy 1 through 6. Yeah, that's pretty good. They're all pretty decent games. I wasn't a huge fan of 2, but I know it has its fans. 3 kind of sucks. I'll say 3 kind of is garbage. Even though it was like the first one with the job system, 3's kind of poopy. 4's pretty okay, it's just super short. 5 is pretty good. I think 5 is, and obviously 6 is a masterpiece. Phantasy Star Portable Infinity. Yeah, see, I never played Infinity. I did bring out my Legion Go, not Legion Go, my PSP Go. And I had 68 hours on my save for Phantasy Star Portable 2. So, like, and that's counting. I think you can import your character from Portable 1 to 2. So it's like, that character probably has a couple hundred hours on it. And yeah, I never played Infinity. It's pretty good so far. It's also hard as heck for some reason. Thoughts on emulators? Emulators are great. Y'all making me hungry. I am super hungry myself fishing. What's the worst blaster band? It's probably Buzzbee right now. They are not even trying. Like, we all give NERF crap for not trying. Buzzbee's not even... It's... they sometimes... Buzzbee, if your ingenious ideas worked, if the Tetra shot was good, if the trigger fire wasn't garbage, like, you would be a competitor. Just got a Firefly, Nightfinder, Jolt, Magstrike, and Ironfire. Oh, the original Firefly. That's not bad. It's not great subwoofer, but it's not bad. Have you played NERF Legends? Yes, I have. Do I think NERF Legends is a sin against God? No. Do I think it's a good game? No. Do I think it could have been a good game? Yes. Even the multiplayer, there's advanced movement mechanics, and it's actually kind of fun. You could have fun when the game's not breaking, and maybe they fix the breakings. You could have fun with NERF Legends. I think the problem with NERF Legends is that it was a Legends game first and a NERF game third, and whatever the hell they did for the second game, I have no idea. I think if you paid $10-15 for NERF Legends, you would have had a good time. It's okay. But it's not meant to be a good game. That game was never going to be great. When they offered to sponsor my channel, and I had to like sit there and think like, how do I do this ad read without dunking on the game, but not making it seem better than it actually is? I don't remember what video I put that in. A lot of people got mad at me for that, but I was just like, hey, here's a NERF first-person shooter that you can play on the Nintendo Switch, PC, and PS4 and Xbox and whatever. It's got a lot of your favorite blasters in it. Check it out in the link in the description. That was like my entire ad read. People were like, how dare you promote NERF Legends? Like, I literally just boilerplate read the email. I didn't say it was cool. I didn't say it was great or exciting. I was just like, it's a thing that exists. Money, please. And honestly, like, can you fault, like, when I do a Raid Shadow Legends, you guys always hated me for that. And honestly, I'd like to be more happy, like, doing those ads. They really don't give me a lot of wiggle room. They never did. I would rather do an ad read for, like, Raid Shadow Legends than, like, tell you guys to support me on Patreon. Because, like, not only can I not give you guys really any value on Patreon, shout out to my Patreon members, the other problem is the fact that it's really easy for you to just skip an ad read. It's a lot harder for me to expect you to support me on a third-party website. Or even on YouTube. Like, I don't want to put exclusive content up for members. I used to, and then when I found out like nobody watched it, it was kind of depressing. I will live stream, and I think that's a great alternative. But yeah, it's like I would rather do like, and I don't think I've done an ad for anything that I didn't actually like. I loved AG1. I wish I'd get them back. I loved Cook Unity, was amazing. Factor was pretty good. My God, I still love my Marlowe pillows. I need to figure. I like they're old now. They need to be cleaned somehow, and you can't really clean pillows. Our Helix mattress is so much better than the $4,500 we spent on a purple mattress. Oh my God. And the bed frame we got from FlexiSpot is so much better. Like, innumerable life quality improvements. I loved Magic Spoon. Oh, Magic Spoon so expensive. Like, it's not for you. It's for old people with diabetes and people who are on keto that don't want to have a bunch of sugar, and it still tasted good. There's a lot of stuff like that. It's like, I legitimately like, I don't think I did an ad read, and that's the problem. I don't think I ever did an ad read for something I didn't personally like. And on top of that, I don't think I ever did an ad that ever came back and did a second one. You have an Ontos, right? I do have an Ontos. It's on loan from Solinus. I have the video. As long as I didn't actually delete, I think I backed up the hard drive and wiped it. But nobody's gonna watch that video. That's the problem. I have been slacking on that. It's not fair to Solinus that I've had his blaster for so long, but it's like really hard. Like, I think it's a great blaster. I think the Ontos is a fantastic thing, but you have to have a printer. And the worst part about it is, since I didn't print it, it's kind of hard for me to really talk about it. I wasn't happy with my original, like, talking points. I have all the testing and everything still filmed. So, like, I need to finish it. I have a lot of videos I need to finish. The Ontos is one, like, it's actually sitting, like, we were just playing with it earlier today when Z was over. It's something that I absolutely need to finish. And for the sheer thing is, like, I want people to see how good this blaster is. But I know that video is gonna bomb so hard. Oh, is Crossman gone now? Man, Crossman's been around in my life forever. That new Saber Bullpup is awesome. It is awesome. It's so good. When you gonna new review vids? I have a baby. Like, it's amazing I can even peel away for the couple of hours to do a live stream. I've also been up since 3 o'clock in the morning, and I went to bed at like 1:30. I can't tell you how I have energy right now. I just have energy. And I'm gonna eat dinner, and I'm gonna pass out, and when the baby starts crying, I'm probably gonna kick the wife and be like, please, for the love of God, you had a good night's sleep. Please, I need rest. And guess what? I'll probably sleep for 14 hours straight. I will go to bed at 9:30 p.m. and I'll wake up at 4:30 p.m. It's happened. That's why it's hard to get videos out right now, because everything's a mess. I'm gonna blame the baby. I don't know how good I'm doing or how bad I'm doing. There's apparently self-employment FMLA. I don't know how to do that, so I haven't, but I kind of felt like I should have. The problem is like, I took a break from YouTube to deal with the kiddo, and my last video performed horribly. We'll see. My goal is to have a video out Monday, and hopefully I can get a multitude of videos done. I keep saying that, and then I swear to God, I'm cursing myself. Because, like, I think the last time I said that, my wife was like, so remember that we have a doctor's appointment in Puyallup at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Okay, that's an all-day affair. I am gone from 11:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's 2 hours of driving, sometimes 3 because of traffic. And then it's like, well, we're in town, and we had to do this appointment. Now we got to do all the other stuff. We got to go, visit stores we can't normally get to, buy groceries, stuff like that. It sucks. Opinion on the Recon CS6. I mean, it's an N-Strike blaster. They're not really usable in 2026. They should make a game like Nerf Legends, but a bit more realistic. I mean, I think Nerf has severely underutilized its IP when it comes to shooters. Blame the baby, can't argue against him. This is true. Snowing outside in Texas? That's cool. You guys stay safe. I really worry about your electrical grid. Who the F sleeps for 14 hours? Have a baby. Have a baby and be, in your mid-30s. Stranger things happen. Being on a shelf doesn't mean in business. I like that take, Ed Quintic. Game Face Airsoft is still a thing. I don't do Airsoft, so I can't say how strong it is. That's fair. Thanks for the update, Indegriff. I mean, you kind of can do that, Xeons. I have ideas to make a technical, like an actual Nerf one. It's just going to require a lot of money I don't have. I still kind of want to crowdfund that. How's your baby? He's fine. He was a little underweight, and we had to do a lot of, you know, feeding him, doing special things, taking him to the doctors, telling him, oh, we're doing good. Feeding him, doing a bunch of special things, taking him to the doctor. Oh, you're not doing that good. Feeding him, doing a bunch of stuff, taking him to the doctors. Oh, he's okay. There was a lot of that the first couple of weeks, and we're just finally out of that. We got completely cleared. The next time they'll see him is, I think, like February, end of February. They're gonna give him a X-ray and also his shots. That's the thing that they don't tell you, is like, you can't take your baby out. So like, trying to go anywhere is kind of a struggle. If we go to the store, one of us goes to the store, or we all go to the store and one of us sits in the car with the baby. But yeah, he's doing great. Fat, happy, healthy. Very much kind of a jerk. We can now 100% predict what actions will cause him to start bawling and want stuff. We're trying to, you know, different flow on the baby bottles, because like sometimes he will like drink and like want to drink so much formula and stuff, and then he gets all the milk he wants, and then he immediately just coughs it all up and then wants more. But we're like playing around with flow rates on bottles and stuff to try to make sure that he doesn't do that. That's just babies. Honestly, a golf cart would work better. It's not the same. Golf cart's too easy. It's not the same. I have a great idea. I have a wonderful idea for a blaster that I want to do. Not blaster, a technical. North Texas is just ice. Ooh, that's worse. Ice is the worst. Snow's okay. We aren't supposed to get... I can check the thing again. But we're supposed to just get BS ice. Says a cold weather advisory. -27 here in Canada. Is that in freedom units? Or is that in Celsius? Because that's in Celsius. Yeah, so it's like tomorrow is a high of 44, a low of 30. This week it's supposed to start raining, so it'll get into the mid-50s. But yeah, no snow, no nothing. Just super cold. So I guess I can count my lucky stars, but... Oof. -27 Celsius. Where do you live? Like, far north? North Saskatchewan? -40. Yeah, I am aware of that. It's always kind of weird, isn't it? I guess that's because technically, actually, I don't know how that works out. I know, like, 0C is 32 Fahrenheit, so... So I hate snow. It's all soft and smooth and wet and gets everywhere. I love snow when it's like the clouds are gray and it's snowing and everything's beautiful. I hate it when it's sunshiny and the snow is melting and it just looks and feels and it's awful. Our sump pump line froze. Today's been a pain in the butt. Oh, no. That's the cross point for the scales. It's just kind of weird. It's kind of weird how that works out, right? I'm actually kind of sweating in this. I came up here expecting super cold, but I guess the green screen behind me and the heater under the table and then the Udi is like, yep, that's gonna make you pretty warm. as an adult, snow's fun for about 10 minutes anymore. I like snow atmospherically. Driving in it with an electric vehicle is a hell. Have you ever watched Star Wars? To be fair, I haven't seen any of the new movies. None of them. But obviously I was around and watched all the prequels in theaters. My wife is a big fan of snow. But it's not great. Are you wearing a onesie? No, it's called an hoodie. It's just a gigantic fleeced hoodie. It's amazing because it's huge, but it's also like ridiculously hot. I am kind of boiling. And of course you gotta layer it, right? So I'm wearing a hoodie underneath that. Oh, that's like somewhat better. Hairline, yeah, it's getting a little bad. You're getting older. Ugh. I need to check on the status of my UPS claim on a package I sent to you coming up Monday. Oh, I have. I have no clue, man. I think you said like a month ago, like something was coming. It's like, oh, okay. I hope it wasn't a pain in the butt for you. See, now I'm actually slightly cold. That's probably because I was sweating. I have a slab, sentinel, scavenger, sling fire, and sludge fire. Love them all. Would love to get an MHP tube mag. How? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's going to be people that sell it. I'm pretty sure that you can get one from Shellington Arms. I think a lot of us like those 18-round drums. They're kind of unique. What do you think the Nexus X2 will be? I have no clue. But I also know, I think it's like $35, so it's probably like a cost-cut one. I'm not sure. I hope it was nothing important, Steve. I really appreciate whatever you're sending, of course. I just have no clue what it is. I don't know what to expect. Is Elite going to come back? Do you know? It's already back. The Nerf one-piece blaster uses Elite darts. Hey, Lenin. What's your opinion on the Nerf Mandalorian armor parts? I have no opinion on them. I don't really even know what they are. Are you talking about the Gauntlet blaster? That was like a joke? Yeah, I never even bought one. Actually, I think I got one. I think I thrifted one. I wonder where that went. I'm almost positive I did. I mean, Zach, take it this way. We haven't seen any brand new N-Series blasters. So maybe they're done. Maybe it's back to Elite. Can't even send you a picture because of the specific coins I got you don't exist anywhere online. The similar ones I customize them. Interesting. Looking forward to seeing what happens, Steve. Thank you very much. What do you think of the Vulcan? It's pretty okay. Well, it's a lot more fun back in the day. I'm like sipping this. It's like I might as well not even finish this energy drink because it's like I gotta sleep at some point. So I want to show the cute thing because this is my favorite thing, right? So we gotta pull this down. And connect this LiPo that I have conveniently stashed in the blaster. Turn that on. Not put that on backwards. Come on, try that again. There we go. So, oh god, I forgot about the frame rate difference, but it's got a screen, right? And we can change a lot of the stuff. Velocity, fire rate, the amount of darts fired on semi-auto. Sorry, it's not gonna be great. Come on, you can focus on that, can't you? Can't you? Don't make me actually touch you, camera. There we go. So, let me find the knob. We got the speed of the, you can change the speed of the flywheels on hyper mode, which is that hot shot mode. We got the delay time. This thing feels amazing on 0 delay. The problem with that is there's no rev trigger. So on 0 delay, the blaster just shoots the dart before the wheels are all the way spun up. So you still get pretty decent performance and it feels incredible, but you actually want the delay for the flywheels to spin up. And it's cool you can even change that. What else? We've got, find the knob, it's a little hard. Cold break, I'm not sure what that does. Bolt stop, that's if it actually stops the pusher hard. And ESC calibration and factory reset. Okay, cool. So we can go all the way back. And we can go into the menu. So we got the HUD. Turn the HUD on. Behold, it's a HUD. It's got cold mode. If I flip that switch, we got hyper mod. So, cold, hyper. This is just so like when it's actually in a firing thing that the wheels automatically spin at a low RPM and you can change the RPM. But obviously that means like when you pull the trigger, the wheels are already spinning. It takes a lot more energy to go from 0 to 100 than it takes to go from 20 to 100 to 20. So it's way quicker, but you do burn battery. You got the semi-auto, which is currently set to a 3-shot burst, and then you got the full auto. The rate of fire max on this thing is 1,000 RPM, which is like 16 darts a second. That's pretty good. I've had faster, but it's pretty good. Another thing is that I've been showing it to you like this, but if you press this button right there, it flips up. And it's designed in such a way that when you're looking down, I need to put on my warning, I forgot about that. When you're looking down the sights, it's right there. Which is super annoying that this thing doesn't do ammo counting. You can buy a board and special magazines, it won't do it with these standard magazines, that detects when the magazine is empty, but it doesn't add ammo counting. This is like the one blaster that should have it, and it doesn't have it. Even like a very basic ammo counting, and like a minor, like it could detect if a magazine is removed and put in, it doesn't have any of that by the looks of it. It's very upsetting. But it does all the cool things. Let me collapse this stuff. So, big fan of that. Looks amazing. Feels amazing. There is one thing. I'm going to remove the magazine before I shoot myself in the face. I'll actually collapse it since it's pointing at the ceiling so it's safe. If we go back into the settings, we've got HUD, Modify, Pet, and Setting. Pet gives you this little guy. Look at that. Look at that. I get disconnected, I'm just going to check real quick because it looks like the chat froze on me. Are you ready for this? He's sleeping because I haven't been firing. And then, if I switch it to a firing mode, he wakes up. And then every time you fire, so if you do it in full auto, it's easy. But that is the best. And there's animations for when your battery is low. There's also animations for when if you have the magazine detection, it has an animation for when the mag is out. So that, I mean, aiming down sights, and I got the little kitty right there. That's so cool. That is the coolest thing. This is the HC Vesper. And I love it. It's like the highest quality, most fun. I haven't even fired it past 10 feet yet. It's already one of my favorite blasters of all time. I love it. And also has no external blaster shut off. So you gotta, actually you don't have to press that button. You can just pull that out. It locks in place. But you can pull off that. There's your 4S LiPo, and you can just disconnect it and then stuff the connector in there. Oh no, I dropped the battery door. Where'd you go? Put that back on. Collapse the stock. And this thing is super tiny. It is amazing. I love this thing. It's not perfect. That's my, like, and I don't know if there's a way to update this, you know? Like, I turned it on, I didn't see a Wi-Fi network, I didn't see an option on it to update. The screen thing is a separate unit. This is all metal, by the way. It doesn't come with the sight, obviously. It does come with the screen. This is all metal. Like, it's very nicely made. It would only ever work with this blaster right now because it has to connect to the port right there. You can see how that's connected. This is so good. It is like, this whole setup's like $400. So it's not the blaster for everyone, but people have paid a lot more for 3D printed blasters with less features than this and obviously less durability. So, oh, I love it. I love it so much. I'm so happy with this thing. It is one of my favorite blasters I've ever, man, I cannot put it down. I love it that much. Tamagunchi. That's a good one, Ghost Manta. So, yeah, I will have the video up for that soon. It was sent to me by phantomtoys.com.au. I don't know if he's going to sell it, though. So, I'm really happy to have it. I kind of regret not having my Diana anymore, but it's a good blaster. It's obviously not for everyone. Absolutely. It is a very specialty thing. And I would never tell you to spend $400-something on a Nerf blaster. It is directly for a like high-level player that will use it a lot and wants something that just feels so much better than everything else. 10 throw, congrats on the kid. It feels illegal when they let you take a tiny human home without an instruction manual. I do actually have an instruction manual for a baby, but apparently it was written in like 2011, so it's a little out of date. But it gets easier. Eventually they feel natural having a new person hang around. I just have a thing that lives in my house, eats a bunch of food, and cries and pees and poops all the time. I do wonder when the baby starts being baby and not this crazy thing. And then every single time you pick it up, it tries to find a way to jump out of its arm, out of your arms. What brand is that blaster? It's HC, so the same as the Diana. Did you hate the Pro Torrent? I mean, I hated mine because it didn't work. Why is it so expensive? Because it's a very high quality blaster. Insanely high quality. It's brushless, it's customizable, it's got so many features, and it is super duper high quality. I just picked up my first couple of Nerf guns since I was a kid. Last time I got one was like 8 years ago. It's so weird. It's like since I was a kid, that was 8 years ago. It's like, man, I'm in my mid-30s. Sounds indistinguishable from having a cat. No, it is very much different because I have a cat. Although my cat historically does not like being picked up, but I did pick her up the other day and fed her a churu, and she actually sat in my arm upside down and ate the churu, which is something she never does. Can you show the blaster? I haven't seen it. You're just trying to get us kicked off YouTube, huh? It's okay. We've already been streaming long enough. This is the boy. It is very, very nice. Like, I cannot understate how, like, look at the front of this thing. That's all a heat sink in there. I did mar up whatever this black stuff is, trying to put an M-lock rail on it. But ambi, everything, oh, and it's so nice. It feels, it's very weighty. That might be a con, but it's so good. I think it's all nylon, much like the Diana. It feels better than the Diana. And the actual, like, mechanics and stuff inside are leagues ahead of what the Diana had. It's amazing inside. You just pull out the stock, lock it into place. Magwell freely drops, and it's very much open, so it's super easy to load mags in. This thing fires incredibly fast. The trigger response time is amazing. And it has all the customization you want in a blaster. Although, to be fair, I think to do any of that customization, you have to spend the money, and this is not cheap. It's like $60 to buy this whole screen unit. Otherwise, I don't think it's like an incomplete blaster. So it's like the blaster itself is like $300, but the screen is like another 60. So it is amazing. I cannot. I hate doing that because it's like, oh, you said the last blaster. It's like, yeah, that's how time works. It's sick, you know, it keeps going on. It's so good. But it's very much for a specific type of player. 10 years, had a master degree for 2 years, right? Years ago. Oh, you have a master's? I didn't even know that, homie. Most people don't. I like this thing doesn't exactly. I don't know how hard it does hit pretty hard, but I think it caps out at like 170 FPS. Like it's not like a 400 FPS flywheel or anything like that. It's very much meant for a specific person. But it's like, is it better than a Maxim? Is it better than a Vector? Yes, even though the Vector is probably more accurate, but flywheelers don't need to be accurate. Is it worth, you know, the huge price increase? Probably not. It really depends. Scored a Hyperfire, Mag Strike, and Sonic Green Proton for 35 bones. That seems quite a bit expensive, Coral. But, hey, if you're happy with it. I know that stuff's only going to get more expensive. Man, I wish I could sell a Hyperfire, Mag Strike, and Sonic Green Proton for 35 bucks. Obviously, somebody have to pay shipping, too. But it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I have all those blasters in triplicate. My first blaster was a Supermax 1500, I think. The old one, not the newer one. Seems like a blaster you couldn't take anywhere other than private fields. They come in transparent, green, purple. Not green, orange, purple. So I don't think those will be necessarily as nice feeling because it's going to be a different material. But yeah, they do. To be fair, there might be if Washington is trying to ban 3D printers over, you know, something that hasn't even been a problem ever, how long are we actually going to have public play? I said years ago, like, we're one bad move from public play disappearing entirely, even in this country. I got hate from every single high member of this community. I was absolutely dogged on, and it made no sense. I'm talking literally, think of a YouTuber, think of a person, an organizer. They all just pooped on me. I don't understand why. It was incredible to see. I got texted by like one of the person who owns the biggest store in the hobby. Like, who do you think you are? It's like, what are you talking? I said something that I think everybody realizes. We're one bad event from public play disappearing. Who is going to disagree with that? It looks like it's starting to come home now. It's not a thing I want. It's not a thing I wish. It's just like, I wish we would do literally anything to try to save, like, do private play. It's like, that's just kind of how it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's a valid concern, and that's a very logical, you know, yeah, definitely something bad could happen, and it's like, okay, we can't play Nerf in public anymore. Who would disagree with that? But yet, everyone, all of them did. And it's so weird to me. I'm still troubled by that. And this was years ago. I never had a Mag Strike or Hyperfire, so I was happy to do it. I want to paint or dye the Proton. I would not touch the green Proton with any kind of paint or dye. It's not the same as like a clear one. Got the X-Shot Spring electronic blaster, and I really like it. Thanks for this. You talked about the motorized piston pump, Richard. Yeah, that's a very good one. Hey, is like the Siren Blasters good? Zach, most people say they're not. If you can find them for cheap, I think I can recommend them. You should be able to buy the Siren Blink for like $30 on eBay from Overstocked Target. Would I pay $45 for a Siren Mauler? Probably not. But you can watch my original reviews. People, I don't know why, it's like whenever the subject of Siren comes around, I'm the first one who gets picked on. Everybody else did a Siren video and they got paid for it, as I did too. What's really crazy to me is I very clearly show every aspect of the blaster and why I liked it. And yet for some reason I still got crazy hate. Did Siren, after I did my video, release the blasters and have some issues? Yes. Yes, they did. Is there any way I could have known that before I got a blaster in a box? It looked like a production sample. It was good to go. And they clearly had some QC issues. It's not even like, oh, you're lying about the performance. No, it's like your blaster has a problem where the turnaround wasn't connected properly, so it's leaking air. If you open your blaster up and fix that, the blaster works just like the one I showed off in the video. Man, I still get hate and pooped on for that. It's like, okay, but I'm the only one when everybody else did a video too. And it's not like I can fake, like I didn't have somebody behind me with a Kunlun or a Worker Harrier shooting off screen to make the Siren stuff look good. Like, obviously not. It's crazy. This community is so just freaking annoying sometimes, you know? What's the best modern blast? There is like no best. There's probably best for your budget though after. And the motorized piston pump is probably the one that's like, if you have the money or you find it on sale, motorized piston pump is gonna blow your mind. I have a Blink and a Mauler. I love it. Like I saw somebody, oh, the Gnarls, the dangerous blaster. I saw this video and it's like, are you actively trying to look kind of silly? Because you're not being a genuine, like the Gnarl, it's really good. It's like one of those compact mag-fed like springers you could get. Nowadays, like even the short time after them all, it's like, yeah, you could get like, well, none of those use Talon mags, but you could get like a Fire Rat or something like that. You could, there's obviously pistols all over, but the standard like micro Nerf Recon form factor, the Gnarl's great. And it was like 18 bucks. So you gotta, like before the Aeon Pro X, we still have the Aeon Pro, but before the Aeon Pro X, before the Fury X, the Gnarl was a thing. And it's still a reasonably good blaster. It's like, you can't prime the thing, it will hurt yourself. And it's like, no, I actually had to, I don't know where I put it. I actually had to walk away, grab my Gnarl. I could fit a finger through the thing. The pull is awful. I'm not going to defend that. But they're like, they're like, trying to do it with like their teeth. And they're like, it's hurting my teeth. This blaster's awful because it's dangerous because I'm priming it with, they weren't literally doing that, but you know what I mean? It's like, no, you just either hook your finger through and it would fit my chubby fingers, or you grab the two sides of it and you prime it back with two fingers like you would a bow, or you just, you know, prime the blaster. Like it wasn't that hard. Or you just put a key ring or a piece of string or something through that hole and then you have whatever prime you want. It's like, oh man, that's very, very upsetting. They're fine. And I'm not being paid. I haven't talked to the Siren guys since I did the video. Like, they're, like, the Blink having a LiPo and a LiPo charger with adjustable velocity, adjustable rate of fire, and a full auto thing for 90 bucks? Like, that's insane. That's way better than the Strife X. And the Omnia barely ever worked. Like, that was a great, now you can get them for like 30, yeah, they're loud. Yeah, the Blink is very loud. Most flywheels are loud, the Blink is louder than those. I get that. The Mauler, like, are we dogging on a $40 blaster that can hit like 250 plus feet per second out of the box? Are we seriously gonna be, oh, it doesn't take a B-car out of the box, so it's really bad. So open it up, remove the plastic thing, and shove whatever B-car barrel you want in there. And you can adjust it on the floor. Oh, that's really bad for tournament play. Okay, the 4 people that play tournaments with the Mauler, they might have to 3D print or just put duct tape over the adjustment knob. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to just crash out on this, but it's like, these are the kinds of things I see posted, and then my name's like, yeah, Walcom's a lying piece of crap because he said this was a good blaster and it's not. What? Did you watch my video? How are you gonna tell me that my blaster didn't work right? It was fine! I'm sorry that apparently they bait and switched and had QC issue. I wouldn't even say they're like lying. I think they just had quality control issues with mass manufacturing. It happens. NERF has put out blasters that are bad. Dart Zone has put out blasters that are bad. It's unfortunate that Siren just got caught with that right at the very start. They just weren't getting off the finish line. Were they really good designs? No, but Siren was made by the same people who made Laser X. And if you've ever seen the Laser X stuff, the one thing nobody will ever tell you is that they look cool and they feel great. Because they don't. Do they function really good? Yes. Do they have reasonable prices? Very yes. But the same people were trying to chase like 3 different demographics. They were like trying to aim for the 14 and up crowd, but also trying to make blasters that could never be mistaken for firearms, while also like making a blaster that is like specifically for like going to a camp, and instead of paintball, they have siren blasters kind of thing. It was a weird mix. But yeah, it sucked that it's like there's so much stuff around the side, and they were good. Like, I'm not gonna say they're the best ever. They had really competitive prices. The performance was super solid, and what little issues they had, with the exception of the Mauler's main grip. Oh my God, that was bad. And I said as much in my video, much to the dismay of the siren guy. And I said, I'm not taking that out. Like, because there's that grip, like, it's usable, but it's not good. Buzzbee has done worse, but this was only slightly better. Most of the tournament players, they dox you if you say anything you disagree. I don't know if it's that bad. The grips were a bit meh. My sirens are fine. Yeah, it's like, again, and it's like, we're talking about the Nerf hobby where it's like, just cut the grip off, use some epoxy, and put a new grip on there. It's like, that is a thing you could do. We've been doing it for a long time. I hope they do make 2.0 versions. I've not heard a peep from Siren. I know they were talking about making more blasters. I don't think it ever happened. The Mauler grip is like a brick. The Mauler grip is the worst. I can't believe that left the room. What is the best place to store a LiPo battery? Get yourself a LiPo battery bag. They're very cheap on Amazon. Blink slaps hard, Mauler scares children. What's worth Alpha Strike or Elite 2.0? Definitely Alpha Strike, Arthur. Just checked Overstocking the Galactic Commander is on sale for $20. I would totally get a Galactic Commander for $20. That's a great price. It's a great blaster. It's a good blaster. Maybe not great. Are the mags proprietary? In the Siren? No. In the Vesper, they are Diana mags. You can make Nightingale mags work, but you need to cut a new notch in it. Siren made to a local Walmart. I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, I saw them at my local Walmart too. They only had the Mauler and the Mauler, and I think the Mauler was $45. I don't know if I could pay that for a Mauler. I really couldn't. Like, 2 years ago, when Siren came out, that was a great price. Nexus Pro X and stuff like that, it's like, you can buy a Nexus Pro X or Striker 2.0 in a spring and get it to sit the same as the Mauler, so. You know what? Brick against brick, Silent Mauler grip versus Worker Terminator grip. Dude, I forgot about the Worker Terminator. I think Worker Terminator is better, because it actually had some ergonomics to it. It was just, yeah, they didn't try to make it actually good. My solution to the Maulers, I'm planning on reshelling it. I mean, that would have been a great idea, especially with how cheap things were getting. You're like, reshells for the Blink when it was so cheap. Like, I want to check eBay right now, because Blinks were like literally like $30, $20. $50, and that's from, I think, Target. No, that's Apollo Bargains. That's not Target. Again, we're talking like months later. Still $50. Like, that's great. Free delivery. Like, heck yeah. That's a great deal. Why don't we have like reshells of that? You just take the internals out and put them in a different blaster. 3D printed shell. That'd be awesome. We should be doing that. We're great work with Siren, but man, I hated that Gnarl Prime. It's not. Let me be clear. It's not good. It's functional. But it's not like it was gonna damage or hurt you unless you were like really silly. I wish I had my Mauler or my Gnarl sitting here. I did have it. Like, I had to actually grab one and look. I'm like, I was even in Discord. Like, is anybody actually having a problem with this? Like, I have a chubby finger and I can put it through and prime the Mauler, the Gnarl, no problem. And if it's a huge deal breaker for you, it's fixed by a piece of string. And obviously, if you want to put a little bit more effort into it, you can put a rod through there and glue it in place. You could put a ring, like a carabiner or something through there. There's so many different ways you could effortlessly fix that problem if it was a problem for you. Oh, it looks like my wallpaper engine crashed. Anything else crash? No, just my wallpaper. It looks like the world has... Wow, it is really broken. Wallpaper engine is not responding. Close that. Are we still streaming? Is everything still good? Okay, it's just a black void. Let us start wallpaper engine again. Zombie Strike is something I don't know. Like, some of the like melee stuff would be very expensive, but honestly, you could do a lot worse. Like, I don't think anything in Zombie Strike is like completely unobtainable. GP3 Designs might be working on a new Gnarl redesign. We see he's looking for a new product. That's awesome, but the problem in Andy Griff's like, it's so out of like vogue now. Like, who's actually talking about the Gnarl besides some angry fat guy on the internet? Hey, welcome. Could you mod a Boxer Pro to shoot full-length darts? No. You could. It would be insanely difficult, and if you wanted that, just buy a Ragefire. Terminator issue was the screw quality and the ergonomics and the price, and it was a worse long shot. And also, yeah, that's actually a good point, Vesic. The Terminator also didn't have very good plastic quality. V did bring a Terminator up to like max with a bunch of polycarbonate and gun screws, like firearm screws and stuff. They put a lot of money into it, and it looks really cool, and it fires pretty good. But again, in 2026, it's kind of really old tooth. Long in the tooth, old hat, something like that. I just pimped out my Nerf Zombie Strike sling fire. You can do a lot with the sling. They have metal bolt sleds, metal priming grips and stuff. Like, you could get a pretty decent Zombie Strike sling fire still, I think. But yeah, I don't know. There's things, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get like, I'm not trying to single out any specific person, mind you. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions, and if they firmly believe in those opinions, they can definitely back them up and stuff like that. Like, it's just so weird. It's like, there's so many things in this community. I was like, what are you guys doing? Like, why is this even a thing? Come on now. Like, you're entitled to have opinions, and you are welcome to defend those opinions, but it's so weird when it's like I see comments on, you know, like, oh, Walcom's a complete liar. He completely lied about the siren stuff. It's like, watch the video. Where did I lie? Oh, well, my Mauler wasn't as good as your Mauler. It's like, obviously, there's no way for me to have known that when I did the video. And also, I know for a fact that you could open it up and fix the issue relatively easily and have that thing working as good as the one I had. Should you have to do that? No. But even back when the Mauler came out, for the $40 to get that kind of performance, that's well worth it. If you want it, like, you're talking about a blaster that had so many cool features for so cheap, and it just required a little bit of TLC. They're talking 15 minutes maybe. Do you think they gave up on N-Series? It kind of looks like that, Gabriel. Boxer with Venom Pro battery is way better rate of fire. It's an upgrade. I want to finish my Boxer Pro like mod video, but the problem is I was talking to Evan, the person who made the Greg, and they killed like 3 of them. Mine, I almost broke when I did the stream, and even then, I still got it to work, and I could slam batteries in it right now and run it. It would still run. I don't know for how long, but he didn't even get like a belt through. Secondhand Mauler I'm buying is $20. I have like 4 or 5 of them, I think, now. Nerf X Guilty Gear. I would love a junkyard dog. I actually have a disassembled Nerf or X-Shot, a Dart Zone Destructor that I wanted to build into a junkyard dog because it's like the perfect shape for it. Just throw a big, you know, foam blade on it. I think I even made the foam blade, and I just had to affix it to the blaster and then sand the blade down into shape and then paint it. And I never did it. I really wanted to. Do you think X-Shot will replace Nerf? I don't think so. Nerf is too big in the lexicon. Nerf is huge, and X-Shot's going to be called Nerf. Honestly, if Nerf goes down, it's just bad for everybody. To be perfectly honest, like, I don't want Nerf to fail. Notice, like, all these other companies, like Dart Zone's doing great. X-Shot is huge. X-Shot is one of the biggest toy manufacturers on the planet now. They have an X-Shot or a Zuru version of everything. But even with how good those companies are doing, they don't have the output Nerf usually has. And on top of that, it's not growing the ecosystem, it's shrinking still. Nerf used to put out like 10, 15 blasters a year. I think they put out, like, counting tie-ins, I think less than 10 last year. He thinks Evan is just cursed. Did he say the same thing as him? I don't remember. He didn't really come to me about his motorized piston pump. I just remember, again, like, talking about how negative and, insufferable this community begins sometimes. There were people that were, like, destroying motorized piston pump before it even came out. And then there were people like, well, I held one of the review ones and it was really bad and all of them broke. I can grab mine off the shelf. I even tried to break it during the video and didn't have a problem. You know what I mean? And then it comes out and it turns out it's great. I have, what, 8 or 9 of them? They all work. And yet I haven't seen people go like, okay, it's fine, I was wrong. No, that never happened. Like, isn't that weird? Why do we accept that as a community? Like, even the Nerf Pro stuff, when I first saw it, I was excited. It's unfortunate that mine were bad, and yet for some reason I was put on I was burnt alive for that one, because, oh, how dare I have non-working versions. There are people like, oh, your box was damaged, that's why your blaster doesn't work. He's like, no, that's not how that happens. The boxes are meant for shipping. If the blasters were that fragile, I think all of them would be broken. I grabbed the one with the ding in it because it was funny. And it wasn't just me, it was like everybody. Well, so many people with torrents who had them jamming. Why? Because the barrels had really rough cuts in them that prevented the dart from going in smoothly. And the sender, like, I fixed mine on stream, but you could see, like, where, like, a machine or something put in the flywheel motor and it, like, was misaligned. So it wasn't all the way sitting down. It had a bunch of crushed plastic between the motor and the actual wheel. So the wheel was popped up higher. So one wheel was higher than the other one. And what that happened was, like, darts were coming out backwards and sideways. It wasn't every dart, but it was, if the dart wasn't perfectly aligned with how those flywheels wanted to be, the dart just came out like a freaking thing out of Contra. And, like, was that my fault? No, I fixed both of them. I just never did the video after that because I stopped, because I saw so many comments. I'm like, oh, screw it, I don't care anymore. And still to this day, I think there's even comments in this chat. People are like, well, mine worked fine. Well, yeah, they probably fixed those issues. They even offered to take my units back. Granted, they did not send them to me. I bought them myself. And I told them, like, I can send them back to you, but I've already fixed them. I fixed them on a live stream. Here's the live stream. Here's what the problems were. Here's how I fixed them. It's like, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for me to send you my blasters now because I've already fixed them. And sure enough, they probably got fixed, but even then, even if those blasters are fixed, were they super compelling offers? I do appreciate the fact that Nerf tried to do something different. They did like a bullpup pistol for the sender, and they did a mag and grip carbine for the torrent. But it's like, the design language was all over the place. The sender had a ridiculously terrible trigger. The torrent was kind of a crunchy prime, like even when it was good. They weren't awful, but you had better options. And once, like, the Fury X and stuff came out, it was completely nonsensical. Unless you liked it. If you liked the torrent, power to you. If you like a blaster and you want, there's absolutely nothing stopping you from buying a torrent. If the barrel wasn't feeding properly, re-barrel it. It's super easy to do. And then you have a functional, fine blaster. I'd still recommend, like, a Fury X over that, but hey, the sender, or the torrent out of the box is pump action. It's a terrible pump, but if you like it, use it, have fun with it. The whole reason my channel started is because I was sick of the people that I was watching having, in my opinion, terrible takes on blasters. You go back and look at the first video on my channel that's Nerf related, it's about the Diatron. I called it the Diatron, but it's apparently the Diatron. I thought that blaster was amazing and everybody else hated it. So I made a channel. I wanted my voice out there. That's the whole reason why I did it. And I recommend you do the same. Like, I don't want to color code my opinions. I try to be less harsh on things, and I try to be reasonable. You notice, like, I'm a huge fan of when something is a good deal. But think about that for a second. I like when something is a good deal. I am the last person that should care about a blaster being good. This is like $400, and it's absolutely wonderful. Why would I be excited if all of a sudden there's an Omnia Gen 4 from our V2, Mark II, whatever you want to call it, from Dart Zone, and it's a good deal and it performs pretty well? And I would be excited. Why am I excited? Because that means you guys get a good blaster for a good price. That's what I care about, because it gets people out there playing with them. It gets people who didn't have access to this kind of tech, this kind of performance, out there to be able to enjoy the kind of stuff that I have been able to do. It's not the same thing, but it's a simile. It's very close to it. I am always like the #1 person was like, this blaster is an incredible deal. It's not perfect, but it's good, and I highly recommend it. Like with the, let's talk about the Zebra that I just did a video on, right? I think the Zebra is a fantastic blaster. It's for the person that really wants either something reasonably priced that hits ridiculously hard, or somebody who wanted more out of the long shot from X-Shot. If you wanted more out of your X-Shot long shot, that's the Zebra's for you. If you already have a Worker Harrier, the Zebra's not going to be for you. And at like $130 free shipping, again, I don't know how the tariff situation comes, but that's incredible. That is absolutely mind-melting. You're talking about 350 FPS or whatever it was. I have a picture when I first got that blaster, and granted this is with a no B car or with a different B car on it. When I first got the Zebra and I took a shot, and it went like with an X-Shot max dart, 355 feet per second. And I did like one shot. I didn't take a picture of it. One shot with a Bamboo X2 dart is like 370 something, and one shot with a Saber T dart, a heavyweight, and it was like 305. And I was like, and all those numbers went down for the video. I think that's because I was using their B car. B cars are going to drop your performance a bit. And I also, that spring has a lot of pre-compression on it. And over the week or two I had the blaster tinking around with it, it lowered it. The only thing I was kind of upset about was the performance, but it was like, it wasn't stable at close range, because obviously I shoot at targets 22 feet away. But if you watch the outdoor footage, the darts are perfectly stable. I think that's a fantastic blaster. I wouldn't recommend it as your first thing, but I would absolutely, like, oh, the Fury X. The Fury X was a $15 mag-fed slam fire blaster from X-Shot that hit 150 feet per second. Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that, and I want that to be a thing so more people can get into the hobby and have fun. The barrier of entry, you're talking about 2015, the barrier for entry was so high on foam flinging, I couldn't even really get into it. You're talking, your best bet was to buy like artifact parts for like hundreds of dollars and try to build your own thing. And then when we got like the Prophecy R from Worker, just like $300 something to buy all the metal parts, and then you had to build it yourself. Like, you got an empty shell that wasn't even screwed together and all the parts separately in little bags. That's what the hobby was in like 2015, 2016, 10 years ago. And it wasn't even until like, what, we got like the Sita. Like, the original Sita was pretty terrible. The Sita Model S was like, okay, here's like $100 something blaster. Like, I think it was like literally like $100 that was pro performance. We're talking like 160 FPS to 200 FPS. Had lots of good customization, and you didn't have to build the thing. And then we got the X-Shot Pro, or the Dart Zone Pro, which I reviewed, and I wasn't even like, didn't even think it was like that good, because the price was pretty high. And at that point, a lot of that artifact worker stuff came down in price. But it was still amazing that we could get a good, not great, good pro-level blaster from a company that wasn't like some weird Chinese brand. X-Shot was well known at that point. And then the Nexus Pro came out. That was a year later. I don't even think it was like a full year. Like I think the Dart Zone Pro came out in like October, and by that summer, we had the Nexus Pro on store shelves with these. You could buy these. And that changed everything. That was 5 years ago. Now, I still want to do this video. I know exactly right now, I could go grab it if I wanted to. I know where my original Nexus Pro is. Compared to even like the Nexus Pro X, the Nexus Pro is kind of poo-poo feeling. The Nexus Pro, as cool as it was, as amazing as it was to get a $50 off-the-shelf pro performance blaster, my Prophecy R still kicked the crap out of it. Obviously, my Prophecy R was way more expensive, but I was going to games all the time. I lived, eat, breathe, slept Nerf. That's worth the money to me. And with any hobby, the best part is like you have an entry point, you have a high end point. You got to have all that stuff. Nerf is great because like it's also not like if you have a better blaster, you win. If you have a velocity cap of 200 feet per second, the single, if this was a, where did it, if my Cricket was a 200 feet per second blaster, single shot, versus this pump action, which is 200 feet per second as well, this could still contend. And that's super important. It's not quite that smooth, but again, we have so many different options now. This hobby has, the barrier of entry has plummeted. It's wonderful. It is amazing. And I'm always going to be super happy for a good blaster at a great price. And I'm like, I could never, ever in a million years tell you should buy a Vesper, HC Vesper, unless you want the cream of the crop that still has a couple of chunks in it. Like, I'm always going to be that person. I'm always going to be like, yes, I'm so happy that there's a cheap or cost-effective option, and I should be the last person that should give a crap because I have basically anything and everything. I've got a Moab, I've got my Buzzbee that hits like 400 FPS, I've got the Moose, I've got like all this crazy stuff, and I have got, name a pump action magazine fed blaster in whatever configuration, I have them all. And I'm still going to be excited if the Nexus Pro X2 or whatever is something new and exciting, or if it's like just a good blaster at a great price. There are times there's faulty, right? Like, I don't think I was overly harsh on the Brute Pro, but I also struggled to really identify with this blaster. That's me. I think the Volcanic Pro, even though it's expensive, I still think it's a compelling blaster. And I actually thought that I was going to write the Volcanic Pro off as a garbage thing that nobody should get. And again, it's not even remotely close to perfect. But it was really good, and I really liked it. And I have no problem telling you to your face. I just like a thing. And I've never, somebody's ever hid that. It's like, I was right on my sleeve. It's like, yeah, I like this thing a lot. And that's okay. If you like a bad thing, I like lots of terrible things. And I can't, like, if you want the specific thing, you can get it. Because I like it, and that's great. If you don't like it, that's fine. I do have problems with people lying through their teeth about blasters and telling me that I'm bad because I thought the Mauler was good because I got insane performance out of a $40 blaster.
Let's rock.
No worries with the $5 super chat. I still have an X-Shot Reflex from a few years back. Still reliably shoots hard and she runs like a top. Brilliant products. X-Shot stuff's great. I also, like, usually are like, yeah, you might want to have a spare. Like, they don't make the highest quality things. They just do really good. I missed a lot in the chat. The hobby in the 2010s, not great. Realize how lucky you are to have the blasters we have now. The hobbies in 2010s, like, yeah, you have a long shot. You have to buy, like, Remedy metal kits and stuff for them. Or you're using an air blaster, like a 4B or something like that. Honestly, lots of fun to be had there, too. And darts accuracy Like, you used the heaviest weight dart you could, and when you got hit, it ripped. Still, that's an era of the hobby, and there are people nostalgic for it. I don't want to call anybody out, but there are content creators out there that seemingly never left that era and firmly believe that's the only way to play Nerf, and you're wrong for enjoying it otherwise. They have an active, very blatant campaign against HPA. They don't like AEGs. They think it's all terrible for the hobby. They don't like it. That's fair. I don't like the fact that they aren't blatant about that. They purposely do videos on products that they clearly broke or didn't put together right, and then claim like it's bad because it broke. No, you're bad because you broke it, or you weren't trying. It feels like you're actively, like, you can be fair and be like, I don't really like this thing because it goes against the spirit of the hobby for me. That's a fair take. That is, I 100% stand. Be like, oh, this blaster, this HPA blaster doesn't work because I tried to power the thing with the thing that I use to inflate my air mattress. Yeah, obviously that's not going to work, stupid. And you're very disingenuous for doing a video like that. Like, you know what I mean? I've been around long enough to see this kind of stuff. And it's frustrating when it's like, I see people's like, oh, Walcom has an agenda. Walcom is super insincere, and this is one of the worst reviewers because all this stuff's like, you're allowed to have your opinions about me, but can you at least make them based in fact? I'm one of the easiest content creators to reach. I seriously, I have multiple. You can email me. You can send me a message on Instagram. It's not like I will reply to every single one because I'll open up Instagram and be, hey, Walcom, what's your favorite food? It's like, here's the problem. If I add you to general on my Instagram and I answer your question, you will never leave me the heck alone. And I have had so many people like, why didn't he message me? Because I have like 17 people on my Instagram feed messaging me every single time I'm online with the most inane questions. And it's not like I don't appreciate you, but it's like, you got to realize it's like, you're one of a lot of people trying to get a hold of me. But I love helping people out. There's a guy who's like, my dad really likes, shooting, and I live in Australia, and I didn't know that I was in the States, I didn't know foam darts could do this. I want to get my dad, like, the best blaster I can that I can put a scope on there and, shoot pop cans out, 100 feet. And it's like, I added him, I gave him a lie about me. And if you are ever like, hey, Walcom, I have this question about this thing, it's like, I will more than likely answer. You can email me, you can Instagram me, or just type in my Discord. While I'm not constantly posting in the general channel on my Discord, I am very often reading it, and I will just jump in and talk to somebody and jump out. Usually I have to do the jump out because I type in the Discord and there's like 14 people that immediately at me and try to ask me some inane question. Sam Davidson 6483 with the 20, I think is that pound? It might be euro. I'm so sorry and bad about that. Thank you very much for the super chat, Sam Davidson. Sorry. Hopefully we're back. I can check. It's dumb that still happens. Okay, yeah, we are back. Thank you very much, Sam Davidson, for the super chat. That is amazing. You're very generous. Sound off in the comments. I'd love to talk to you. I just think this kind of stuff is bad for the community in general. And it's one of my biggest displeasures about being a content creator. Is like, it's fine when, people aren't going to like me. That's fine. But if you're not going to like me, can you at least, like, actually have it, like, an actual reason and not just some lie you read off Reddit that nobody ever had proof for? Or if you need clarification on something, reach out to me. I've seen the most insane takes from people, and it's like, it's not even remotely based in reality, and I don't know what their angle is other than like, I just want to ruin this guy's day because he's not a human being. You know what I mean? Like, I'm abrasive sometimes, and I totally understand that. I feel like it's important for me to have opinions instead of being a milquetoast fence-sitting YouTuber that likes everything because there's a link in the description that I get paid for. Damn, that's a hot take, isn't it? There's a lot of those in the community. people, you know, when somebody hates the Siren Gnarl because they feel like it's a dangerous blaster, I'm at least appreciative that they had that opinion and they were willing to put it out there. Doesn't mean it's not something I can criticize, but I am glad they had that opinion, because otherwise it's like, you can't have an opinion. Why did I do a video on the Dart Zone, what's that thing everybody wants me to do a video on for some reason? The Primus. The Dart Zone Primus, the Bren gun. I don't exactly want to spend $50 on a ages 8 and up blaster that I personally don't really feel anything for. I'm not, if you like a Bren gun, get it. Dang, dude. And you can apparently mod it super easily to shoot short darts. But you can mod like any freaking flywheeler to be good. I just don't really like Bren guns. I'm sorry, that's not really a thing I like. I like the one in Sulfur because it's like a Bren gun with 2 magazines. And I really, in 37 hours of playing that game, I've only ever found one. And I'd love to find another one because I want to chamber that for shotgun. And I want to put Arcanoid oil on it and piercing oil on it. So when I shoot my double magazine shotgun full auto LMG thing, that it just sprays little projectiles out everywhere that bounce around and pierce through and just fills rooms with death. God, I want that. I wish I could find another. I don't even remember the name of the weapon. I love Sulfur. It's such an amazing game. I think it's on sale right now. I highly recommend it. It will run on basically any computer. Like, you got a computer made within the last 7-8 years, you can run Sulfur. Highly recommend it. Again, I'm not trying to crash out, and I try to be aware of the things I'm saying. I know it's not going to be for everyone, but I think it's important to have opinions. I think it's important for biases to be known. And again, if you have a question on a video I made 5 years ago, and something seems off to you, you can reach out to me. Okay? Like, I do try to be, I try to live stream. Again, I had a child. I try to live stream every weekend. What other content creators are doing that in our ecosystem? Right? Like, I'm doing my best. What is that that's currently climbing on my lens? Oop. It is gone. Sorry, I gotta look to see if Sam Davidson chatted. You should review the Carney Rex hand mortars, a good mega demolisher. The stuff like that's kind of expensive. I would like to do it though. Yeah, and you're not wrong. I would love to do it. I can't afford to do that kind of stuff. I was just barely into Nerf at a time. I had another great content creator. There's the reason I got into the server and I have pro blasters. I mean, Nerf is so much fun. I still stand by the fact this is like some of the most fun. Like, I think Nerf is more fun than paintball on Airsoft. I have an Airsoft gun. I did Airsoft as a kid. I did paintball as a kid. And yet here I am. I can do, the other thing, you don't have to be exclusive. You don't, just because I do Nerf and you see Nerf, doesn't mean I don't have firearms. Okay? Like, okay? I firearm. Firearms are a thing. It's like, I like firearms a lot, okay? And I'm actually super for like common sense gun laws and stuff like that. Like, but I like complex mechanical things, you know? Like, it's not because I don't talk about it or because you don't see it doesn't mean I don't do it. I wonder if that will get me demonetized. Like, I showed an empty cartridge. What is the story of the rat? It doesn't have this. I like rats. Rats are adorable. Stream's gonna get started. Well, let's find out. I'm speed running it. You know what I mean? I'm speed running YouTube trying to, like, there's no way they could get me. Like, here's a foam dart for comparison. Same idea. Why was the Olympics pistol so accurate? That's a great question, Matthew. I don't know. It is still one of the most accurate blasters I own. Lightweight trigger, really good design, super optimized for the barrel length and spring. I don't know. I have a Striker Max, first one modded a little. Where can I get a spring and an actual perfect size barrel? I don't know. You're talking about a blaster that's kind of old, Deedsverse. Like, yeah, it's kind of hard to get one. I think you're better off getting like a Striker 2.0 and upgrading that. I know how it sounds to hear that though, because like you might really like the Striker Max, but yeah, it's kind of old. You might have to go digging at this point. Just got 2 Milton Bradley space shooters. Have you modded yours? I did not mod mine because I want to preserve it. What is your favorite machine minigun? I can give you both. Machine, boxer. Minigun, Moab. Y'all on Nerf and Airsoft? I'm still stuck on sticks. I assume you mean I presume you mean the grain ring. Yes, we're talking about the grain ring. I do have the Ling Long. I need to do the video on it. It is not an accurate blaster. It's still fun. It's one of the most comfortable grips I've ever had on a blaster. Review the Oak Stick Blaster. Don't know what that is. Don't know if I care. I'm sorry. All good. It does shoot both long darts and short darts. New to this. Cheers, broski. The X-Shot Pro Series Long Shot Deedsverse will also do that. I don't know if they've fixed it, but there were plunger tube breakage problems with that blaster. I think it's been fixed, but that is also another blaster that will shoot both. I don't know if it's necessarily better, but I would say it's more moddable because you can get a barrel, you can get a spring, you can get a plunger tube, and that thing will comfortably hit like 250 plus with a reasonable prime. The issue is that the X-Shot plastic was never really meant to go that hard. So your mileage is going to vary. I forgot, did you mod the Boxer Pro? Yeah, I did that on stream, Richard. And I was going to do a video, but there were reports that like everybody trying to mod theirs after mine broke them. Well, can I say I liked my Shenlong knife blaster thing, whatever it's called? Are you talking about the Mongzong Classic? That thing's also awesome. I like the Mongzong. I know it's like $100, but I like that blaster because it's like you can have 80 to 100 FPS one-handed slinging, and then with a simple spring upgrade, you can have 200 FPS. And it's like, it's pretty good. It's hard to aim, but having one blaster that flexible with just a quick spring swap is really cool. For April Fools, get a stick and review it. I don't know what I'm going to do for April Fools yet. I still have my beautiful Sony Handycam. I might just grab another vintage blaster and try to do something fun with it. What are the kitties doing? It's down to one cat, unfortunately, and she's downstairs being a cat. How's it being a dad? It is tiresome. And the baby isn't really doing cute things yet because it's still trying to figure out how to be a thing. But hopefully that changes soon. I bought a Brute Pro, non-defective, and a Volcanic Pro. Obviously the Volcanic is better, so what can I do with the Brute Pro in terms of using it for parts ceramic? I do believe they sell a better spring for it, Diego. But in terms of like, I wouldn't use it for parts. I just keep it how it is. Maybe new spring, maybe there's a barrel for it. I'm not sure. I do think they sell a spring for it that can get you a little bit more performance. That being said, the Volcanic's just better. And honestly, it sucks to say that because there are different blasters. They have different mechanisms. But I think I said it. Hopefully I said, did I say it in my video? I'm pretty sure I did. I was going to do another video like Brute Pro versus Volcanic Pro. And I'm dumb. Okay, for flat cards on the table. I am so stupid. Because I'm like, oh, nobody wants to watch a video of the Brute Pro versus the Volcanic Pro because I just did reviews on both of them. They can just watch the reviews. I'm never smart enough to go like, man, I can double dip and triple dip on this stuff and make even more YouTube monies. Because maybe people want to watch that. I don't know. I should do that video tomorrow. I might do that video tomorrow. But I think the Volcanic Pro is better in every way. The Brute Pro isn't compact enough. Like, it's basically the same size as the Volcanic, a little girthier, but same length. The Volcanic is easier to prime, hits harder, has more accuracy. Like, it's just better in every way. And I should talk about that. I don't think the Brute Pro, I was pretty harsh on it. After I took out the safety on mine, And that smoothed out my trigger, like, quite a bit. Like, it's actually and trigger. It's not great. It's still a little stiffy, but, like, it was unusable before. Now it's pretty okay. What happened? I have no idea. You should do that. I might add Quintic. I'm also, like, I'm in this bad place where I'm doing too much effort in my videos and not getting return for it, so maybe I'm just doing bad effort. Maybe my time, like, is better spent doing other things. Maybe I should cut down the amount of B-roll and editing I do and just talk to the camera, show the blaster, do the chronograph footage and stuff like that, say what I feel about the blaster, and put that video out. I don't know. Maybe I'll try that for the next couple of videos and see what happens. Maybe drop in the quality, which I think even my worst quality is still better than most other videos out there in this community, unfortunately. Maybe that will help, you know, speed things up and the videos will still get pretty good views. Maybe the effort I'm putting into videos is wasted. Like, the, you know, trying to... I mean, I tried with that zebra video, but I was really out of practice. And also, I'll never touch generative AI again. I thought it was funny having the zebra that said S400. That's built into my editing software. I literally just click AI image and type that in and it gives it to me. I'm not, like, hitting up, like, you know, Claude or whatever one, DALL-E. It's just in my software. But people seem to, even when I use it as a throwaway joke like that, people seem to not like it. If I could get away with just grabbing a picture of a zebra, putting a PNG of a hat on it, and writing S400 on it, and that's funnier, maybe I should have done that. I don't know. I'll get better. But yeah, I'm going to try some other things, see what's going. I still want to give you guys watchable quality, tight editing and stuff like that. Like, I want to try to value your time, and I don't think I did a good job of that in the S400 video. I could have done way better. But I also don't think, like, I think I'm putting too much effort in, and I don't think it's getting the return. Maybe that doesn't matter in a review of a toy blaster. Keep in mind, it's like, I have and always will, at least as far as I know, be the only one. Like, I do all of the scripting, which I don't script. I do all of the shots. I do all of the editing. Like, I'm just one person. I don't have somebody I can just throw footage to because I can't afford to pay somebody what they should be worth to do that. You know what I mean? I've had people offer to edit, but it's like, editing should be paid, and it's hard to like, oh, I'll take 50% of the video. Well, if the video does bad, boom. If the video does good, it's like, wow, I lost 50% of the revenue off that video. And I could have just edited it myself. And I've never been in the position where it's like I have so many videos that I can warrant that. I am very far behind on videos, and it would help, but hopefully I can just kind of meet something in there. They turn the dials down a little bit, see what happens. Bots and Blasters been streaming. Dude, it's hard. Like, I don't think Bots and Blasters content is, like, remotely bad. It's just, like, it's a grind and it sucks. You know, few people can sit there and do video after video after video and not get the views that they should. Like, it's horrible. Blee, like, historically, like, I think Blee's content was really good. He put a ton of effort into it, and we get no views. And it's like, yeah, you have to sit there and, like, you either keep doing high effort content, you know, day after day, week after week, and not produce 1 or 2 videos a month, or you drop the quality and just get what I think Blee could have dropped his quality and still gotten stuff done. But it sucks. I know. It hurts. I've been there. It's like, why haven't I done another channel? It's like, because I don't want to go back to square zero and, like, put 10, 12 hours into a video that gets 100 views, maybe. Like, that sucks, you know? I totally get it. And I think Bots got stuck in that too. And also, he might not have the time and effort to do full-fledged videos right now. His podcast that he does on Mondays, usually Monday nights, what is it, like Foam Flinging After Dark or something, Nerf After Dark? It's fun. You should pop in, see it. I don't know, I think he's done it recently. Again, I had a baby, so things are kind of a blur. Do you think Xshot will make another Piston Pro Mark II? Maybe they will, but it takes a lot of, you know, what's the word, Amelia? It takes a lot of, like, effort, research, development to, like, change it more. I think they'd probably just put out different skins for it. Can you do more dumpster blasters? Yes, I will. I want to see Walcom flip a table before. I've done that in multiple videos on Danny's channel, Zero. How many blasters do I have? Thousands. Too many. Got a fling for bullseye deal for 21 bucks and I love it. Another satisfied customer, and Siren should pay me more. They don't pay me at all. They paid me years ago and that was it. It's 15 degrees where I'm at in Little Rock, Arkansas. Oh my gosh. Like my shoes are, like my feet are freezing. I actually put like 2 layers of socks on. My feet are still freezing. Can you shoot snowballs out of a blaster if it's attached to a dart? You can pack a snowball and put it in the dog tennis ball launcher. That'll work. Do you hope a new blaster that's like a Rival Challenger will be released? I think Rival's gone, Gabe. I don't think it's coming back. Simple is great. Don't lose sleep over it. Pew pew. Well, it's like YouTube's one of those things where every video could be your last, and it's like it sounds stupid, right? I could upload one video that doesn't do good. It causes a bunch of people to unsubscribe, and when that happens, YouTube punishes you. Again, look at my channel right now. Look at the views I got. And then notice, like, I was gone for a month, and I uploaded a video. I don't think it was a bad video. I don't think it was bad quality. But you could see that video tanked. It's one of the worst performing videos I have uploaded to my channel in years. YouTube does that. It punishes you. It's going to take me probably months to get back. And I'm hoping I can get to a point where it's like, you know, I could just come up here, get my work done, slam out videos that are mediocre quality, but they work. You know what I mean? Like, not agonizing, like constantly pulling the SD card out, walking, shooting 5 seconds of footage, taking the video memory card, putting it back in, dragging that on the timeline, setting that up, and then constantly doing that every single time I mention something that's like, I wish I could just do the video where I'm talking about this blaster and what I like about it and show it to the camera of what I like without having to like get B-roll footage of this spot and of this spot and of this spot. I'm gonna try to get that all in one go anyway, but like is that worth it? I don't know. I actually notice in my analytics, like most of the time I cut away from me, even if I'm still talking, my viewer retention goes down. It's weird. I try not to analyze, like, what do you call it? Overanalyze that kind of stuff, because it's not worth it. Like, analytics is fine, but it's like, again, it's like if you only followed analytics, your channel will never get anywhere. I still want to do the videos I want to do and have fun doing them. I want to do this. This is something I'm also going to do very soon. Will the video do well? I don't know. I want to do the best video I could, but I also only want to spend like 5 hours doing the video. Editing sometimes could be 2 hours, could be 4 hours. A lot of times it's like 6 to 10 hours. What's your favorite shotgun? It is still the Firefly, because it's like the shotgun of shotguns. The problem with like the silly shell shotguns and stuff like that is they are massive, huge, bulky, lumbering things that even in the best of scenarios, the Firefly will still compete with. If you can use the 50 caliber foam balls, which I don't know how hard those are to get anymore, but if you're allowed to use those, let's say you're like in an indoor game, like the Firefly is gonna like, oh, we have 150 FPS caps, cool. I'm running a Firefly with a mix of slug shells and, well, it depends on the velocity, because like most of the time a Firefly, if it's tuned up, will hit like 220, 250, not 250, 220 FPS. Those pretty decent for a Firefly with a single shot. But if you change that to multiple balls, like 4 50 caliber foam balls in the same shell, that's gonna be like 150 FPS with 4 projectiles downrange. Like, there is very few blasters that are as that effective, and the best part about that is you can effortlessly swap between long-range single shot and multiple scatter shot. And I have used this in a game. It is insanely effective. If you've ever played a Nerf game, I know some of you, maybe in this chat, have never actually played a Nerf game. You will start to see where people will take pot shots at you, and you will see their distance, you will see their range, and you'll mentally go, that's how far that person can shoot with that blaster. And you will play around them. If they can swap their velocity by changing their projectile type on the fly, you got a game going. It's really fun. So if you have 150 FPS cap and I have my Firefly set to 150 FPS with a single shot, so if I'm doing 3 or 4 rounds, I'm going to get way under that. And I use a lot of those, 4-shot, shells with the 50 caliber foam balls. and I just fire this, and they only go like 70, 80 FPS. And you see me do that multiple times, and you're gonna go, okay, that's Walcom's range with that blaster. And then if you're not paying attention, and I just pull out a shell, put it in there, cock it, put it in, and it's a single shot, and I just beam you with it, because my range is actually way farther than that, I'm changing effective distances as I change my ammo, that is huge. And unlike things like the Spring Thunder and bigger, much badder blasters, the Firefly's svelte. It's compact. It's adorable. It's fun to use. It feels like an actual shotgun and not some kind of freaking massive cannon. It's not that those blasters can't be effective, but the thing is, you all probably think shotguns are close-range blasters. That is not the fact. Shotguns in NERF, when they're good, can be the worst, highest performing, insanely powerful thing on the face of it. Let's say you're going to a game and the FPS cap is 150 and you can do 150 with 4 projectiles per shot. You have multiple shots on tap. That's better than full auto. That's better than pretty much anything, because at medium distance, that's where shotguns are like just, you have 4 projectiles screaming at you. It's like impossible to dodge. And you don't have to worry, you don't have to sit there and think twice like, oh, did I miss my target or not? You just go blam, blam, and you know for a fact that person's out. You usually get them with a 110. That's why shotguns are good. They are mid-range powerhouses. That's what a shotgun should do. So if the FPS cap is 200 and I have a shotgun that hits 150, I'm good. Okay, I modded a Nerf Rough Cut. I mean, that could be good. Have you seen the Diamond Dogs Car 98? I was told I was going to get one of those, and it never showed up. I have 2 of them, American Phone and Walcom Edition. It's good. They're great. I have the Swin one. Unfortunately, when I got it, and it's still at this point, it doesn't fire as hard as it should. I actually had to reach out to Monkey Mods and be like, how hard is this thing supposed to hit? Like 250 FPS. Like mine hits like 120, and I can't figure out why. I took it apart, I recorded footage and everything, but I was never able to actually fix it. And then they kind of got rid of it and then locked it behind like a paywall to a subscription service they run, which is weird. That's why that video hasn't happened. I have shown it off in videos and I really like it, but yeah, mine's sick. It doesn't work the way it's supposed to, which is frustrating. It's like so much better than the original. It blows the pants off the Walcom Firefly because it's just so much nicer. Swin stuff's excellent. I don't know, because you got me thinking about the end strike with the clear 8 rounds. Call me Ed. That's the Monkey Mods Firefly, or the Colonel Wasp Firefly. I've never played a Nerf game. Well, you gotta change that, Zach. What's your opinion on the X-Shot motorized piston pump? Well, I've done a whole video on it, Lobster. It's pretty good. Have you seen the N90? I have, yeah. A lot of that stuff's like very expensive hardware kit, a lot of printing, build it yourself. That's why a lot of those blasters, like I know of them, but like actually doing a video on one is difficult. And there's also like, do I think a blaster like that is really cool? Yes. Do I think it's necessarily worth a bunch of people picking up? Probably not. Now, if I'm really excited for the blaster, I'll do the video. I don't care. I don't care if it's too expensive and it's not as good as other things. If I like it, I will do a video, and I will do the video with that mentality. No, I'm not going to spend several $100s on a stagecoach when the videos are already done. People already have out there. I'm not going to, you know, be the last banana on a blaster that costs $300. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I really wanted one. I remember when the video came out, I was super ecstatic about it. But yeah, I can't afford that, unfortunately. And even if I could, it's like, it's really not worth trying to get a video out now when it's like everybody already knows what it is and what it does. I know there are people like, well, I want your opinion on it. It's like, you already know what my opinion is. It's a double-barreled shotgun. I'm probably going to like it. That being said, it's like, should you buy one? No, not for those prices that I'm seeing out there. No shot. You could buy a printer and print one out and build it yourself for way cheaper than they want a hardware kit. Not a hardware, like a printed parts kit and a hardware kit. Why does the Vesper cost so much? Because it's a brushless blaster with a ton of features built into it, and it's a very high-quality blaster, Ben. Is it worth getting more profilers if I already got the blink? That is up to you, Ortiz. The blink is kind of like... It's very good. You probably don't need anything else. If you are playing a lot, and you really want, like, the next stage, like, you could get a brushless blaster, brushless blasters are a hard sell for the average nerfer. Like, I love this blaster. It is so good. Would I recommend spending $400 on one with a nice screen, kit, everything on it? No, dude. Like, I can't rationalize that to you. There's no way I could lie to you about that. This is the nicest blaster I've ever gotten my hands on. I love it. It's not perfect. It's got some issues, but I love it. I absolutely love it. But I could never tell you, like, yes, you have to buy one of these. It's a hard recommendation. Brushless blasters are very niche. But if you wanted, like, I have money and I want the nicest flywheel blaster that hits, I don't know, probably like 180 FPS, yeah, I can recommend the Vesper. But the problem is like if you're actually like out there looking around, you can find blasters quarter of the price that will hit the same velocity. They won't be as nice. They won't have as fast as rev up. They won't have as many customization features. But you can do it. A Maxim, out of the box, hits really hard. But the Maxim, it feels like absolute garbage compared to the Vesper. If that's not important to you, if you're a budget-conscious person, that doesn't matter. Power to you. But if I handed you the Maxim and handed you the Vesper, you'd have a hard time talking yourself out of a Vesper if you even had remotely any kind of income and passion for the hobby. Vesper is one of the nicest blasters, if not the, like, it's nicer, in my opinion, than, like, the full metal, like, HQ C330. Because as amazing as that blaster is, especially for, like, it's a work of art, right? That blaster, the metal, the Gucci Jolt, it's a work of art. But when it comes, like, compared to, like, the attention to detail and stuff like that, it's nowhere near the same as the Vesper. The Vesper was made with a ton of love. I don't know why the hell it doesn't have an ammo counter on it. That's so weird to me. That's so weird to me! Ortiz, if you want a brushless flywheeler, do you have a, what do you call it? Do you have a Venom Pro? No? Look at the Lightning. The Lightning is it's probably the most compact flywheeler you can get your hands on. Mag and grip, rechargeable battery. Here's the battery. Just plugs in the front of it. The charger connects to USB-C. Watch my video on it. And yet it will hit about 130 FPS pretty easy, 140, almost 150 with some lightweight darts. And you can get it for like the whole kit for like $175 plus shipping. You use code WS7 or is it S7? I don't even know. Watch my video. Point is, that's a brushless blaster. You'll get a lot of the same features that you're looking for in a brushless blaster. The customization. You can change the velocity. You can change the rate of fire. You can change how many darts it fires on a burst. You can change how fast it fires on full auto. It's got all those features plus an ammo counter. And it's like right in the back of the blaster. Turn this one on. Look at this. Well, it doesn't have a mag. Okay, still do the double tap. I need a mag. I actually know if this works with this mag, or the Vesper works with lightning mags, but does the lightning work with this mag? No! That's whack. Yeah, I thought I had mags over here. Anyway, yeah, it's got like a screen ammo counter. Like, this thing is awesome. But this is a primary if you have 150 FPS games, but more likely it's a sidearm. It's tiny and it's really nice. But does everybody need one of these? No. Why? Because the Venom Pro exists, it hits about the same velocity, it's slower rev time, slower fire rate, doesn't have an ammo counter, can't customize the velocity and stuff like that, and it's way bigger. But at the end of the day, you're talking $50 versus 150, 170, 200, however much it costs. And if you Nerf once a year, that's not worth it. But if you have money burning in your pocket and you want a fun toy, it's worth it. If you play regularly and you wanted a good sidearm, it's worth it. Adjustable velocity is a huge... I wish more blasters did this, and that's actually another point I'll have against the Vesper. Adjustable velocity is so important because it's one of the biggest value additions to a blaster. Because you usually have to have one blaster that's very quick to change out springs and change velocity, because games will have different velocity points, different games will have different velocity maxes. So if you can hit multiple velocity caps with one product, that is value. You don't have to have multiple blasters. You have one blaster that does everything. That's a huge value add. So the Lightning can play with stock Nerf 70 FPS. And if your velocity cap at your games is 150, it's gonna get really close to that 150 at its highest. If your velocity cap's 200 FPS, you could still comfortably probably use 150 FPS flywheel and be happy. If it's higher than that, or you're worried about that 50 velocity difference, which is a pretty massive difference, don't get me wrong, then the Lightning makes a great sidearm. There are very few blasters in the hobby. People are like, oh, well, what about the Volcanic? That's a sidearm, right, Walcom? No. The Venom is a sidearm because you can have your primary and you can draw your Venom and rattle off shots with it with one hand. You can dual wield it, you can do everything. And you can quick draw fire with it, no problem. The Desperado, the Adventure Force Desperado, that is a sidearm. You pull it, squeeze the trigger, fire a dart. You can squeeze the trigger and one-handed and fire multiple darts at a time. It's great. Why is it the Volcanic? It's a pistol, right? It's a primary pistol. You can draw and fire a Volcanic once, and then you have to try to prime it. And that's where it falls apart. A secondary, let's say secondary, a sidearm that you draw and can only fire once isn't much of a sidearm. It's a secondary. You could run it as a secondary. You could run it as a primary. That's why primary pistol is a term that exists. But that's why it's like you can't oh, I can technically pistol a Strife. And you could call that a sidearm, but it's also huge. Like, the Strife is multitudes bigger than this. This is, this isn't a sidearm. This is a secondary or tertiary. And the other thing is, you have to have a reason to use your sidearm. And if you don't, then don't bother spending money on them. If you aren't going to use a sidearm, why carry one? And to be honest, most Nerf is why would you need a sidearm? It's a valid concern. Vector as a secondary? You could. I don't see any reason why you couldn't. I could. The Vector is small enough, compact enough, and has enough foam output. There's no reason why you couldn't have a slung Vector on you, and then have so you could have you could use a Vector over a Venom Pro. What would you use a Vector for as a secondary? Most likely, so you'd have a primary like your Striker 2.0. What you would use the Vector for is you would drop your, assuming both of them are slung, you would drop your spec, or your, what's the word I'm looking at? I gotta bring up the thing. Cass donated $1. Okay, welcome. Sorry for starting it, but people want to know more about the Lightning Wi-Fi. Okay, I'll talk about that in a second. Sorry. You could just drop your Striker 2.0, pull up your Vector, and you use that when you're pushing a position. So the most overpowered thing in Nerf, it's not unbeatable, especially in team games. The most overpowered thing is taking something like this with a 20-round magazine, which you could 3D print caps to make this larger, and they have magazines coming. I know that for a fact. They told me that a week ago. They have 20-round injection molded magazines coming. You put it on semi-auto, and you just run towards the objective. Whatever, let's say it's somebody behind cover, or it's objective. If there's somebody behind cover, and you just start rattling off single semi-auto shots, they can't peek you very well. And if you're just going blam, 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 as you're walking up to their cover and then turn around the cover and hit them, it's not foolproof, but they can't peek you, and they usually have to blind fire at you. What's the counter to that? Having something like this on full auto, and as soon as you think somebody's getting close to you, you just right over cover. That's another way. Now, walking towards or running towards cover on full auto and emptying your mag before you even get to it, that's very silly. You shouldn't do that. That's why full auto is very selective niche in Nerf, in competitive stuff. Like, a panic button, yes. Actual, like, unless you are on that one mag, one tag, don't do it. You know what I mean? If you're trying to, like, I'm gonna burn, like, that's not a thing. People don't do that. If you have, like, I'm gonna use one mag to tag one person out, that's fine. Or semi-auto, and you can just semi-auto shots with it. It's great. That's what these things are amazing for, and you'll get there. But, like, do you need a lightning to do that? No, you can single shot off a Venom Pro. It's fine. It's just the lightning's better. It's like one of those things where it's like, I can recommend it, but it's also like I completely understand. It's like the $200 for that, that's stupid. Fair enough. $400? That's stupid. Fair enough. I'm not going to disagree with you on that. But do you want that? Do you want like the nicest flywheel ever that has a ton of really cool features? It feels amazing to use. And I don't know how accurate it is yet. Hopefully it's pretty okay. Vesper's good. Vesper's real good. Hi, from New Zealand. I got my boy a Nerf gun for Christmas after playing years ago, and I'm 36 now, and your channel is rolling. I'm 35, so yeah. Power to you with the mid-30s. Got me, I just want to say thanks. I appreciate you, big bro. Well, thank you, Catasaurus. Yeah, thanks for chiming in. I hope you and your son have a ton of fun. Sam Davidson. Oh, wait. Who makes Vector? Yes, that is Dart Zone. What about the Venom or the Lightning Wi-Fi? This is something, so like this blaster right here, I could give you the perfect example of why this is so important and why the Lightning's amazing. This blaster has Wi-Fi. You can turn it on, it sets out a Wi-Fi network, and you can use your computer, and I think only your computer, it doesn't work with a phone yet. Maybe it does, I'm not sure. You can connect to it and use the firmware update software they have on their website to update the software and add features to this blaster. Since launch, they've changed how the ammo counting works. They've added velocity adjustment. They've added a ton of stuff. Like, I think those are the big ones, but they've done quality of life. Like, they've reduced the trigger delay and stuff like that with the blaster. They're changing this thing as it goes on. That's awesome. This should have an ammo counter. It could very easily have an ammo counter, even a basic one. The fact that it doesn't upsets me a lot. Maybe if you have the detection board in it, you get to the point where it's like, yes, the detection board then unlocks ammo counting, but I don't see anything about that anywhere in the blaster manual. But there is a board that you can put in here to connect to the blaster that has mag empty detection, and you can buy mags that have magnets in them that the board will detect. But I don't think it does, but if they wanted to add one to this, it doesn't have Wi-Fi as far as I can tell. I don't know if it has a USB port somewhere in here that you can connect it to a computer and update it. What you get is what you get, I think. You might not be able to update this blaster, and for things like that where it's like maybe they couldn't fit it in within a time frame or something, maybe later revisions will have an ammo counter, that sucks. Because like, this is the screen, there's my sight. As I'm pull out stuff. As I'm looking down the sight, the screen is right there. It should be an ammo counter. Did I need it? No. Doesn't add anything. It just feels cool to have the ammo counter. It sucks that it doesn't have it, dude. And I'm really upset about that because this is a blaster that needs it. So it's a blaster for PC gamers, kind of, sorta. The other thing that I would ding against the Vesper, I think it should have been dual stage and had like, you know, dual stage brushless. How much more expensive is it to add a second flywheel? I know the motors, like, I'm guessing if you buy the motors at cost in bulk, they're probably still like 10, 15 bucks a piece. But like, I would rather pay $400 for a dual stage brushless blaster with velocity adjustment, which it has velocity adjustment, than pay $300 for a single stage that has velocity adjustment. That's huge. Dual stage brushless can hit like 250 FPS. which for flywheels is insanity. Single stage is like, you can hit, like, I think it's supposed to hit like 180. I haven't chronographed it yet. It seems to hit really hard. I will say that much. That is like, that's your cap. That's what you're getting. So when you're like, you have a $400, this is $300, but if you add the screen and stuff, it's $400. You have a $400 blaster that only hits 170 FPS. You have to have a game where that is important. I've seen that Springer, like most competitive, is actually moving towards like 250, 300 FPS. 170 FPS on a flywheeler, and most of these games are going to put you at like, oh, Springers can do 300, flywheelers are 250 or 220. So if your $400 flywheeler hits 170 and that's the max it'll ever do, you have to have a game you could use it in. Or you just have to have a lot of money and just want to have a fun toy. But the value proposition kind of falls off a cliff there. It's the same thing with like when I was talking about the Sweetheart Storm. The Sweetheart Storm is a fan-freaking-tastic blaster. It's very rough around the edges, I would never say otherwise, but when it comes to sheer performance, it will dump all over the motorized piston pump any day of the week. The Sweetheart Storm is that good. It is that insane. Motorized piston pump, I can like take off the stock, undo a thing with a screwdriver, pull out the spring, put in a weaker spring. I can change out the barrel effortlessly, and it's fine. I can hit whatever. I can make that thing hit 100 FPS if I want to. I can make it hit 200 FPS if I want to. The Sweetheart Storm, I watched a 9-minute long disassembly video on how to get to the spring in that thing, and I still would never do it. And every single time you do it, you risk breaking a wire, which I broke the wire on mine pretty much immediately and had to resolder it. Like one wire. There's many wires where that could go wrong. So, the Sweetheart Storm, with its 300 feet per second velocity and very nice trigger and very good rate of fire for an AEG and all that stuff, is a very difficult proposition for me to say that you should buy one. Because if you want to, like, you can reduce the barrel and try to get that thing to shoot, then you're just destroying the internals of the blaster, over-gassing the dart out of a tiny barrel to hit like 150 FPS. When you could just spend $50, $60, $70, $80 on a motorized piston pump that will do that far better. So like, it's actually a very hard value proposition to say you should buy Sweetheart Storm. It's really good. It's one of the best. You have to have a game you're going to use it in. It's almost the opposite. If you don't have a game where 170, 180, whatever this thing hits, velocity is good, then it's probably not worth the $400. Straight up. I can't really color it anyway. I'm going to love it. I didn't pay for it. I'm going to love it just because this is, oh God, it's so nice. It's so cute, compact, and nice in hand. But, yeah, it's like, I can't recommend it unless you have a game that you're going to use it in. Like most, I think competitive in the US is still like 170, 160, 150 for flywheelers. Like, and it's not going to make you win, but my God, this is nicer than any other flywheeler I think you can get your hands on. Unless you want like a super, like keep in mind, like you can get like a super bespoke 3D printed brushless. They're all like $500 to $800 and have really long wait times and have less features, and they're 3D printed. So you drop it once, it breaks. You have to contact the company and like whoever you bought it from, hope they can print you out the stuff and fix it. I can turn down the music a bit. Sweetheart Storm, awesome, but no thanks, just like Saber. See, here's the difference. Most of the Saber stuff, like my M20, which is the first Saber, it's still an insanely good blaster. And that is like when I traveled, like going to games and stuff like that, when I went to Texas to just show off foam flinging to a bunch of people at a big party, like set up filled water bottles with like red dye and stuff, or actually I think it was like Neo, or fake blood, something like that. Like I filled up bottles, put them on a rack, and the Saber was one of the blasters I bought because like I could take out the barrel, it's just a brick, I could put it in a case, it's tiny, and that thing will never break. You will never break a Saber M20. Is that worth the whatever $700-800 to somebody? Sure. To most of you, no. You buy a Saber, a Striker 2.0, and if it breaks, you buy another one. And if that breaks, you buy another one. You could go through a dozen Striker 2.0s before you even get them close to the cost of a Saber M20. And I don't know about the Saber Extremes or whatever the hell they have now, but I can tell you, it's like, yeah, for some people, Especially if you're like a competitive player and you travel and stuff like that. Yeah, that's worth it. Are you kidding me? And of course, like, you're never gonna be like, I will sit here after the stream is done. You're like, God, I love this blaster. I'm just gonna constantly touch it, play with it. I'm gonna put mags and I'm gonna fire it at my, you know, Walcom jumpsuit. I put a hand stop on. Do I need that? No, that's stupid. Why is that on there? Because it looks cool and it feels good. And that's worth it to me. I literally, since I got this blaster a couple of days ago, it has not left my brain. I love it. That's worth it. Just like when I built my SPL or my SPF, I was like laying in bed just playing with it. It just makes me happy. Yeah, Dorian plays in a space where all these blasters make sense. That is completely true. I guess the Oregon guys go very hard. I mean, if you have the money and you have the drive, do it. Now, there are times where these expensive blasters are probably just garbage, and I would tell you otherwise. I think the Milsig was one of those cases. And the Milsig was a saga, dude. You have no idea how much time and money, even though I got sent those blasters, I spent more time and money on top of that, and I still was disappointed. What's the max speed on worker doors? I don't think there's a max speed. When will your next dumpster diving video be out? It's not high on the priority list, but the blaster is sitting under the cable, so it's like whenever. And the jumpsuit is hanging up. It's in the pipeline. Do I miss Rival? I was never a huge fan of Rival, to be perfectly honest. Do they make 60mm outer diameter rifle barrels? Nowadays, no. They just rely on B-cars or scars to get that rifling done. Saw the X-Shot one-piece single shot. It's not X-Shot, it's NERF. It looks like something NERF would put out. They did. It's ugly and dressed funny. Again, Paul, I think we're talking about a NERF blaster, right? The Netflix one-piece Going Merry, that's a NERF product. That's not an X-Shot product. Do solenoid pushers help with the dart to chew hot? It doesn't. Well, it kind of does. It pushes the dart more centered, which is good. Stampede. But what destroys the dart is the crush. Do you have any recommendations for optics? Buy an airsoft optic. If you want to go hard, I have one on here, although I have a different thing. These O-sight, like, these are meant for firearms. They're expensive. But the reason why I like them is the shake to wake is, like, the most important. Like, if you can find an airsoft optic cheap that has shake to wake, these never, like, there's never been a time I haven't remotely touched one of these blasters and that sight hasn't been on. It's been on every single time. I've killed so many 2032 batteries from leaving sights on. It happens all the time. That's why you see me using these. Not only were they sent to me, so obviously I like them, but they're just super crystal clear. They're tiny, although I have the bigger ones too. I like the SE because it's tiny and it's just super clear, adjustable. The O-Sight S, they have ambient light sensors in the front of them. So if you point it at a brighter target, it will automatically dim the actual red dot in there. And the battery life on the O-Sight S, this is an SE, so this has a battery. The O-Sight S's are rechargeable. I don't know if I have one of the chargers on my table, but they have like a little USB-C thing you just put on there that charges it. The battery life is like literally on the lowest setting, 46 years. And like, I think the battery life on these is like 5 years. And who knows how much I've been playing with it, but like, I like those, but it's like, I'm telling you, yeah, you should buy a $150 optic for your NERF blaster. If you want to, they're really good. I really like mine, but just find a cheap red dot. Honestly, NERF sights in general are very niche. Most NERF shooting is instinctive. OMG, is that a Vesper? Yes, Ali, it is. Double action blasters are not common. Why? They're just, the mechanics are hard. You need a lot of air volume to push a foam dart, and that's a lot to ask from a semi-automatic, like, action. Finally found a local CNC to make me metal internals for my Nexus Pro X. I love the Nexus Pro X so much. I mean, you're gonna probably be paying a lot of money for somebody to, even if they had a scanner, to scan and rig up, clone the existing Dart Zone stuff and then make it out of metal. Like, CNC is like, even on the cheap end, like the worst quality end, is still not cheap. Like, you can find a local shop that will probably do that if they have a scanner, which they might. And they have somebody who can program a CNC, which I have Hawkeye on speed dial. And, like, I still can barely fumble my way through designing CNC stuff. And I'm very bad at it. I've made it work. Like, the catch for the, what do you call it? The catch for the moose was really difficult. Because it's, like, weirdly shaped with the sloping and stuff like that. And getting a CNC to do that's hard. But, like, the bolt handle for the Smiley is the easiest thing in the world. But you're going to be paying a lot of money, Ortiz. Yeah. Team and red dots are perfect for Nerf. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so what's a go-to Striper Max Sniper mod? You buy the big spring off their website, if they still have it. That will get you up to 250 FPS. You don't even need to do a barrel upgrade. Past that, I don't know. Have you watched Uma Musume? No, I haven't watched it. I did play the game for a long while, but I wasn't lucky with my draws, and I kind of fell off because it sucked not having the cards I needed to do good. Sniper Max 2.0. There you go. Honestly, again, like, most Nerf is instinctive. Like, most Nerf, you're going to just be firing off the hip. And honest, if you're playing, that's the thing you need to practice the most. Very rarely, when you would do actual, like, sight shooting is almost entirely when, like, somebody's behind cover, but they have something exposed, and your blaster's pretty well tuned for that. That's when you would actually use a dot, and even then, you're probably not going to have first shot accuracy. One question, do you still have stock strong arms? Yes, both in-box and loose, I have plenty of strong arms. I'm a fabricator and work in a CNC shop, and we're in the process of making metal internals for next products. Well, hopefully that comes to pass. As somebody who has a CNC machine and has dabbled, I know it takes a lot of effort and work. And if it was super easy, parts would be way more accessible and way cheaper. How's the missus and kiddo doing? Well, I have been absent from my fatherly duties for 3 hours. I have not checked Discord to see if she has been complaining. She has sent me a single meme. That's it. So I assume it's going okay. Hey, Xbox. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming out. So I will... At some point, I need to make dinner. So one of us, either I will cook, she will cook, one of us will have the kiddo. That's how that works right now. Hopefully it gets a little bit easier. But like I said, I've been up since 3 a.m. and I went to bed at 1. I don't know how I'm still functional. I'm not going to lie to you, Chad. I was sitting here, like, I was about to say like 30, 40 minutes ago. My arm was kind of bothering me, my left arm. I'm like, oh crap, am I having heart problems? Like, I feel fine. Just minor pain. But, maybe that lack of sleep is starting to get to me. I've been a little loopier. Hopefully I haven't been, like, I haven't checked my subscribers. Usually when I start streaming and I get a little, what's the word I'm looking for? I get a little spicy. People unsubscribe because this hobby does not like any kind of adversity. Let's check. Yeah, I've gained a couple, so that means I probably lost a lot. But it's been good. I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. I had fun. I've been suffering in the cold. It sucks. I'm sure Xbox can attest to that. I thought Xbox lived near me. Could have swore they did. But yeah, it's cold. It kind of sucks. It's not nearly as bad as some places in the rest of the country are doing. Lord help you all. I really hope you guys stay safe, stay warm. Remember if you haven't done this, it's probably too late. Remember how much heat a candle or a couple of candles inside of like a clay pot can generate. Because everyone's gangster until the power goes out and you don't have a wood furnace. Yeah, Boomer, it's a little bit warmer on the other side of the Cascades where I'm at, but it's still very cold. It sucks. If I put the Udi on, I'm boiling, but my hands and my feet are cold. I do live here, like an hour or so away, but yeah, kids, man, they keep you busy. Luckily, most of mine are older. Well, hopefully I'll get there at some point. I didn't know you lived. I thought you lived like Gig Harbor or something like that. You're like, I don't know. I thought you were on this side of the sound. Are you planning on having more kiddos? I was joking with her. It's like, well, if you want to have another one, you better figure it out quick, because we already know my son was born early, because the older you get, the more complications you have with the mother and childbirth. And I was like, if you want to have another one, you better decide quick, because you don't have a whole lot of time left. And I don't know if she was joking, but yesterday she's like, I think I might want another one. And my whole thing is like, whoa, let's wait for this one to start walking or something before we jump to any conclusions. We got a little bit of time. Everyone getting stirred until the power goes out. If you use a propane or kerosene heater, vent things and monitor carbon monoxide. So, like, my biggest issue, right? Like, I could be like, I really want a diesel heater. I think a diesel heater would help so much. The problem is that, like, I don't know if I have the patience or the skill to figure out an effective way of getting rid of, like, you have to have exhaust fumes, because it's a diesel heater. Like, I can buy a jerry can, I can go down to the thing and fill up a jerry can, bring it upstairs and do all that kind of stuff. But the problem is, like, you have to have it exhaust, because it's toxic. So I could, like, have it in the window. There's a window behind me. Like, that's great during the summer. But if I, like, open that window up and stick the exhaust pipe through, like, let's say the screen, or I remove the screen or something, I'd have to build, like, a seal for the window out of, like, wood and, like, putting the whole thing. Like, I could do it. And then I'd also have to put the heater, like, right next to the windows. I'd have to, like, build a shelf for it and stuff. It's not impossible. It's just, like, I don't work good with wood. It's just not a thing. So, like, it's a little hard. Like, Ghost Manta, unless you're like, oh, the fumes aren't that bad. They taste like snozberries. Well, like, great. But it's like, I would love to buy, like, $100 diesel heater and just use that, and that would probably keep at least this section of the studio warm. Hold on. I got a thing for this. Let's see how much of a baby Walcom S7 is. Oh, wait. Hit. Okay, it's chroma keyed out, unfortunately. It's apparently with the heater on, mind you. 41 degrees in here. That's with the heater on. 41. And I've been sitting here with the heater on the entire time. That's not very warm. So how do you do that in your camper? Did you have to build, like, an exhaust for it? Like you open a window, you built, like, a wooden thing and drilled a hole the exact diameter of the exhaust, put it in there, covered it up with something that wouldn't burn? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. I talked about it to a couple of people. That's because, like, I think a diesel heater is the only way I could effectively keep this place warm on a budget. That's not how it works, Boomer. That will kill you. Be careful. I saw a Jackery in the EcoFlow at Costco the other week for like $200. That's still using electricity. Instead of using feet for measurement, me and my friends use backyards, so something that shoots 200 would be like one backyard a second. I guess that kind of works. How's Freddy the chronograph? I still have to fix him. He's very damaged. I think I ran out of big eyes. I have lots of smaller eyes. I need to go to Walmart and hope they still have the same eyes, or I have to get decently sized eyes and replace both. Solar power? Yeah, but you don't really get that in Washington during the winter. What happened to Freddy? Freddy took a Moab to the face, which, while the Moab only hits like 80 FPS, it fires 500 darts a second or some crap like that. So, not 50 darts a second, whatever it is. So, it broke his eye. I need to repair him. And I need to buy him a hat, because I promised him a hat. Alright. I love you all. Thank you for, putting up with me. More videos will be coming, I promise. That's just, with the kiddo, it's a little hard. I need to go. I gotta use the restroom, and I'm hungry, and I'm cold. Sound fair? You guys are awesome. I really appreciate you. I know it was a little bit of a hot, spicy stream. I want to do more modding, but it's like, when it's cold, dude, it's hard. It's like really hard. So maybe I'll buy that heater at some point if I get money. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone. Have a good night. Stay warm. Seriously. You guys all better make it to the next stream. Don't do anything stupid. If you can avoid driving, don't drive. I know most of you guys are like, oh, drive in the snow. No problem. No. Other people can't drive in the snow. They're going to take you out. Don't drive. Be safe. Why is my belt not going back together? Whatever. Love you all. Bye.